Sky sluts. Oh, you heard me. A phrase coined by my ex-flight attendant wife so many years ago. Sky sluts. And we will dive head first. Did I mean to say that? Yes. Into sky sluts. Next.
Well, hello. I'm Matt. Welcome to the good life. I do a little radio show from my backyard in the hills of Encino. I'm a lucky guy. In fact, I'd say luckier than most. I have lots of friends that I like to call stars. Hey, in fact, there's one now. You probably know Ryan Stiles, Drew Carey show. Whose line is it anyway? Black Hawk Down?
I wasn't in Black Hawk Down, Matt. That wasn't me, okay? What are you doing here?
The gate was actually open. I thought I'd take a little jacuzzi-roo.
I got company coming over, okay? People that matter, okay? Get up, go.
Bubbles feel so good,
Look,
Ryan.
Matt, you know what? You gotta stop doing this, okay? I can't be coming home with the wife and kids and you're in my tub, okay? Just get out.
I'm not wearing nothing.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
He's just passed out. Yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh? To lighten him up loud.
Oh, man.
We're here with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
At the lighten up.
Oh, little Outlaw Radio.
We're here with Matt. And he's not fat. We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
What I meant to get to last week was RFK Jr. says autism is preventable. Our president is in on this. I simply don't think it's an epidemic. I think it's the way they're sort of pointing to any kid that is a little different and saying he's autistic or she, and that's how they're coming up with their ledger of more autistic kids over the last several years. Now, I've got on record before saying your old buddy here, Magic Matt, could be wrong, but that rarely happens. But I could be, I must tell you. But I don't think it's an epidemic. What do you think, Ralph? Do you really believe this is an epidemic?
Well,
Do you think it has something to do with the food that the kids are consuming?
No, I think it has something to do with the drugs the pharmaceutical companies want to sell to kids with autism.
100% proving my point. Thank you. That Roomba commercial, I've been meaning to talk about this for some time now. The guy sucking up stuff from the floor. Has everyone seen that?
I have a Roomba.
Yeah, but have you seen that? Where the guy's down on the floor, he said, I can do this better. And then he sucks up all the stuff. It is the most disgusting commercial ever. Even if I had a hankering to buy a Roomba, after seeing this commercial, I would never buy the damn thing. And top of the next hour, we will take a deep dive, as Gayle King would do to her bestie Oprah, into the world of sky sluts. Yes. Got a chuckle out of Dave. I can't hear you, though.
I wasn't close to it.
Is that a new James Bond movie?
Sky sluts? Yeah. It's actually an old one from the mid 70s. Blue Horizon. Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Now, I got to set this up with you because this is sort of unprecedented. I'm going to try a live bleep on the show. So punch in 471. It should say woo-wee. All right, it's 471. Have that ready, and have it ready really loud. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say this is the first time and it's going to be a P word. In the middle of the P word, I need you to throw in the woo-wee so we don't have to edit for our great terrestrial radio stations in post.
All
okay?
right. I love it.
So here we go. Get ready. Blue horizon. Sky sluts way up in space. My friends, this is the first time See? We're inside the dildo. And P.S., and that's, and by the way, the reason why I've doubled down on that is because that's an original. And I can't believe that no one has ripped it off yet. Not even that Gutfeld, who you'd think would, so obviously he didn't hear me, because he would have ripped that off.
It'll be on Monday's show.
Let me try it again. Blue horizon, they're up there in space. First time, are you ready, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
First time no, it's got to be quicker. First time, get ready.
Yeah.
First time we're inside the dildo. All right. Yep, we are 17-year-old men.
Sometimes things look better on paper. Anyway, yeah, boy.
Give me an example, Mark.
Example of what?
When something looks better on paper.
Example of what?
I
love how you do that, and you just don't even. Oh God, are you gonna start with me, dude? Because I'll just leave.
Hold on. Who started with whom?
It didn't work, man. This is a stupid bit.
Who said?
Dumb. Dave was out of time.
What?
Dave couldn't hit the time right.
Now you're gonna throw me
Yeah,
in the
it
mix.
didn't
Well,
work.
then you started it.
So I guess it's your fault, Dave.
It is, Dave. It's all
That's-
you.
That's
All right.
too bad.
Everything you
let's
say
try
to
it
me is fighting words.
Let's
Remember
try it
that.
again.
By the way, be careful with the levels. They seem to be extra hot today.
they seem-
Have you ever been halfway through eating something you prepared for yourself and then realized you're sick of eating it? Has that ever happened? Because that rarely happens for me. Today, I prepared a salad, and about halfway through, I said to myself, man, I am just sick. And it's not that I'm
Had
full.
enough of this
It's not that I'm full. I'm not full, but I just got sick of this friggin' salad. And I think the older I get, the less I enjoy a salad. It is those who have forever proclaimed salads as being for rabbits. I'm starting to agree with you now.
What type of salad?
It just had some cheese in it, and turkey and stuff. But regardless, there wasn't
No
enough.
lettuce, just cheese and
No,
turkey.
I like a fruit salad.
Yeah, there wasn't enough of the protein in there to really make it
say you
good.
wanna toss
But
one,
I just absolutely got sick and tired of it, and I stopped eating it. So anyone that wants half a salad, it's back there. I wouldn't recommend it. And does anyone else suspect that CNN reporter Caitlin Collins and Caitlyn Jenner are the same person?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen their penises in the same room together? No. I don't think so. And Sony Pictures Television has taken CBS to court to regain distribution rights for Wheel of Fortune. Sony says it needs the extra money to remove the stretch marks from Ryan Seacrest's lips. So, you see that? And Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, and a deep dive. Boy, do we have some actualities. We have some stuff to play for you from these idiot sticks up in space.
I mean, Katy Perry, the woman that said I'm going to
Yeah.
showbiz because I
Yeah.
can't stand the popularity.
Yeah, well,
That one?
the one who kissed a girl. Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, Gayle King blasted into space on a Blue Origin flight, and it ended just horribly.
I'm getting a kick out of blasted into space for
It-
11 minutes.
Yeah, it ended horrifyingly. They made it back safely. Yeah. And scientific question, why is it we can launch Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Lauren Sanchez into space, but we can't leave them there? I don't understand. Why don't we? And you know what? It's at the top of your page. Just a little taste of that Will Smith. Some are calling it genius. I haven't met those some, but I know somewhere some are calling this genius. The Will Smith, the new song, and it's only, believe me, I'm not going to ask you to sit through this. It's only about a 16-minute snippet. Here we go.
Feel like I'm just getting started. They tried to finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite. There's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back.
Yeah.
horrible song.
Yeah, Will Smith released his first album in 20 years, but the album failed to hit any Billboard charts, which is a new career low for Will. Incidentally, I did some research. The sounds that Will Smith makes in this song are him imitating the guys he's found on top of his wife. So that's Will Smith, and not doing too well with that bounce back. But we sort of predicted that, especially after hearing that snippet. Has anyone listened to the entire song? I'm asking a rhetorical question. I know there is no one, including Tattoo
could
Dave,
you?
our producer, my brother Mart, and that Ralph Odierna guy over there, and Mark C.G. Boyer, who is if he's not sleeping yet, he will be sleeping before the show is over.
I don't listen to hip hop.
Yes, and all of those of you watching us on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finest radio stations in America, keep an eye on Mark, because it should be a drinking game. When the first viewer to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, that's how you punch it in, by the way, catches Mark C.G. Boyer sleeping, should be a shot. And then if he continues to sleep, there should be a shot every 10 seconds after that.
Until he wakes up.
Yeah, so this could be a drunken stupor at your house.
What should they do if my head hits the microphone when I pass out?
That would be 10 shots all in a row. Boom. Just instantly.
Just drink the bottle.
Yeah, right. And but anyway, there's a salad over there if anyone's interested. 4 dead. This caught my attention. This just came down. 4 dead in an unimaginable Italian cable car crash. Oh. This is one of the reasons why I still can't believe I went up there in Palm Springs years ago and I took that tramway. I think it's got to be up there with air balloon flights, hot air balloon, which I've been in, like a big idiot back in the 80s. I've done it. And we skimmed the lake. We did all that stuff. You know, in retrospect, I probably wouldn't do it. But, you know, you're in your 20s. You'll live forever. I tell you, that just ain't true. But I don't think. I'm still looking. I'm still searching for the cure. When I find it, like Joe Biden promised to find the cure for cancer, I am going to reveal it to you. And if Joe Biden made that statement, and he did, then he obviously found the cure to cancer. But look at that, proving once again what a bad man he is. He won't reveal the cure. Why? This man, this all-knowing Joe Biden won't, maybe he forgot it? Wouldn't that be a dirty, rotten shame if somehow he did have the cure and then just forgot it?
Oh, yeah.
He did beat Medicaid.
Yeah. Oh, he did beat Medicaid, yes, because that was a great one. And boy, didn't Trump have a good time with that. I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't think anyone else does either. But this is 4 people died. 1 suffered life-threatening injuries after a cable car crashed to the ground near Naples in southern Italy. It was a mountain rescue. Firefighters showing up. Hold on. The accident happened on the cable car service between the town of Castellammare di Stabia. You should know these names, being Portuguese, your own son, Ralph. And Monte Fieto, a scenic peak offering views of the Mount Vesuvius volcano and the Bay of Naples. And the car fell after a supporting cable snapped. Yeah, I mean, this is a nightmare. This is a real-life nightmare. One of the 4 people killed was a cable car operator from a nearby town. The others were 2 British and 1 Israeli tourist, they reported. Second Israeli tourist was in stable but critical condition. How do you live through that? Wow. Yeah, how do you...
Yeah,
did it say, or did you say, I didn't hear how far the drop was?
It's a big drop.
Land on a tree.
It's a massive drop.
You know, Matt, in Oregon, on the Oregon coast, the Trees of Mystery?
Oh, yeah.
There's cable cars up there. I did that ride. Ugh. I didn't want to get in there, but I did, and it kind of freaked me out because I do construction. These tilt-up buildings, we have these huge cranes with cables. One time, the cable snapped, and the whole concrete panel came down. Crane came down. All the parts. Nobody got killed. A couple of people got hurt. But
so you got out of the way just
in the right time. Parts flew like across, like a block away.
It's a lot like White Christmas and what's his name saving Bing Crosby's
yes.
life. Really, he just pulled him right out of the way before. You're talking about the giant building fell down on him.
But you know who's responsible ultimately is going to be they're supposed to inspect those cables once every couple of months or something.
The officials already went on, the record, the company who owns this cable car company.
Yeah.
And they said, no, it's inspected. Everything was up to, well, if everything is up to par.
You better fire your
Well, look, if it's Naples, Italy,
Yeah.
it was a hit.
You think?
Yeah.
So one of the dudes or
Somebody
dudesses in
shot
there?
the cable.
Yeah.
Par is set very low.
Yeah. As the supporting cable snapped, a second cabin halted in midair near the foot of the mountain, thanks to emergency brakes, which are presumed to have failed to function for the car that crashed. Prosecutors in the nearby town of Torre Annunziata were investigating the incident. 9 people, not 16, as indicated by initial reports, were rescued from the cabin that survived. Firefighters said footage on public television and other. That's got to be viral. I haven't seen the footage of the thing snapping, but that's got to be.
Oh, God.
And is that something we want to see?
We should
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah,
we
I
should make up Mark and see if he could find that for us.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to show it to you, but what an ugly thing, and it just hit me because that is, I can't think of a more a hideous nightmare. Well, drowning, I guess, in the middle of the ocean, that would be a bad one as well. Fire's a bad one, but here
Great white shark.
But
Driving with me.
yes, driving with Mark C.G. Boyer. That's always dangerous. But it was truly tragic and painful. And for those who lost your lives, what were you thinking getting up there in that cable car? Reconsider some of the other things in your life. And especially the guy, can you imagine the person who lived through this? My God, do you think they'll get back up there
come on.
like so many who get jump back into the ocean, even though they were smacked and bitten by a great white? They will
Keep
go
on surfing.
They will go surfing again. And this is, and P.S., this is one of those shows that your grandkids have told you about. It is cram-packed with stuff. I barely have enough stuff. No, I said that wrong. I barely have enough hours to cram in all this stuff.
So you don't really have a place for your stuff.
So no, but a lot of stuff, like the great Chuck Barris of the Gong Show says, a lot of great stuff coming up. This one truly grabbed my attention. A woman who faked muteness for 16 years was busted after giving directions. First of all, a woman who is a mute, whether she's faking it or not, for 16 years? Hallelujah.
Sign me up.
Hallelujah.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
Was she in a relationship? Because I must tell you.
Oh.
And what blew it? Backseat driving.
You think? For nearly 2 decades, a woman in Spain convinced the government and many others that she couldn't speak. Yay? Now she's been exposed as a fraud after a private detective caught her chatting on the street using her phone and giving directions in perfectly clear vocal Spanish. I just
More
love.
women should try this.
I think give it a shot for
Yeah.
God's
Try-
sake.
See how long you can get away with it. It's fun. It's a
yeah.
fun game.
Wouldn't that be a fun game to play with your guys? With your spousal equivalent?
Oh, man.
Just give it a shot.
Let's see how long.
And it's, by the way, it's worth the payoff
I'll
to
give
the
you
gal.
$25 a day.
Yeah,
25 bucks a day as long as you keep on doing it.
Yes. And then if she fails after a few days, let's try it again.
Yep.
Let's give
Try
that
it
another
again.
shot. Yes. Are we female haters on this show? No, we're not. No, we love, boy, do we love the females. But do what you were put on this earth to do, and that is stay hot. That's what you do. And if you weren't born hot, you can gussy yourself up. Unlike us guys, if we put on makeup, then we're
Cross-dressers.
Yeah, we're
transsexuals.
Yeah, or we're loving the other side. But I mean, just do the right thing, and that is stay hot, and especially get ready for this. Stay hot for your men.
Give it up for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this show, we entertain you quicker than Popeye's chicken can F up a lemonade. And Wink Martindale. Damn it, man.
Seems like we just had him here.
I've been thinking about the Winkster. This is probably what did him in, because I've been thinking about him for the past 6 weeks. Thinking we got to get he and his beautiful wife who had an affair with Elvis Presley.
She told us all about it.
Yes, she
on the
did.
air.
And I thought, okay, I can play that interview on this show. It's up to you. On our guest book on Facebook, I guess we have an Outlaw Radio fan page. Weigh in. Do you want us to play it? It won't be played today, but maybe next week. It's one of the very last Wink Martindale interviews, and it's a great interview. I'm not saying that because I did the interviewing. This guy had incredible things to say, and his wife talking about Elvis, the King.
And I think we have some photos up on one of our media sources of the picture of Wink after the show.
Just
good shot.
Yeah, it really pissed me off when I heard this about his death. 91 years old, and it seems to me that he was still posting a year ago. Here's a guy that I thought would live, 98 and still be spry, but
everybody do a shot.
Everybody, okay. I will take a sip of beautiful bourbon.
God rest in peace, buddy.
Well, I just saw Mark sleeping, so that includes the audience.
For the great Wink Martindale.
By the way, his wife,
yeah,
I don't know, she's 15 years younger than him, probably?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
For her age?
Oh, she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Well, you know what the you said you know what the King saw in her. Oh, what a spinner.
Let's not want to take your daughter out tonight. We're gonna have a good time.
What a spinner. I feel for her, man, because I really do believe that they were in love many years. And if you're wondering, and why would you? Wink Martindale is one of us, a lover of America. Need I say more? He is a lover of liberty. Need I say more? That's the great Wink Martindale. His secret, because I promised to reveal his big secret. And I guess in showbiz, in these parts, because we're spitting distance from Hollywood, Cali, where all the miscreants live. Here we are in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles. His big secret, that is not so secret within Hollywood circles, is that, how do I put it? He will be buried on his side.
Yeah, Milton Berle syndrome.
He will be buried on his side.
Then why'd she go with Elvis?
Say what?
Then why'd she go with Elvis?
Well, that was Elvis before Wink.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, you said affair.
How do you know when Elvis is down there? How do you know when he's packing?
When you got one in the bush.
I mean, hold on a second. So you say you've heard rumors Elvis wasn't a large fella?
No.
What are you saying?
Then how do you know?
Then,
I mean, maybe she liked that.
He wore skin-tight lycra. You would know.
Okay. All right.
There's a point there.
Then
a very small point.
Then anyway, Wink Martindale, God bless you, man. God bless you. That's a dude that I didn't want to go away. And I have enough time for this. This Letitia James.
Letitia?
Yeah. Letitia James, New York Attorney General Letitia James, has been referred for federal criminal prosecution for alleged mortgage fraud in at least 2 transactions. Among the allegations, she claimed on a mortgage application that she planned to use a Virginia house, and I've seen pictures of this Virginia house. It's a small house, and there are other people living there, and the folks who are in residence of this Virginia house, they will not answer questions to the press. But she planned to use this Virginia house as her primary residence, even though she never lived there. She listed it as a 4-unit residence instead of the 5-unit residence that is, well, to get a lower interest rate. That's why she did that. But before we hear Letitia James' response, let's listen back to Letitia's previous comments about Donald Trump when she accused him of doing the same damn thing. Go.
Stand up and enforce the rule of law. The President of these United States is not above the law.
Yeah, pause. And who could forget this gem from Letitia James? Listen.
No matter how rich, powerful, or politically connected you are, everyone must play by the same rules.
Fast forward, my friends, to now. Instead of addressing her own allegations, she opts to use the old accuse the accuser strategy. Orange man bad, mommy. Listen.
My mission is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies. It's up to us. We saved this democracy before. We'll save it now. Let's go.
There she is, Letitia James, accused of multiple counts of mortgage fraud. This after charging Donald Trump for doing the same thing, proving once again when you hear Democrats go after a Republican for doing something, it is not an accusation against their rival. It is a confession of what they themselves are doing. What an ignorant slut. And by the way, for those kids out there who are thinking, boy, that was pretty rude of you, Magic Matt, no. That was coined in '75 by the great Dan Aykroyd to Jane Curtin on SNL.
Jane, you ignorant.
Yeah, it's a classic bit.
She also said on those forms that her father was her husband.
Yes. How about that?
What is she fighting?
Is she a member of the squad?
Was she screaming like that? So who's she fighting with herself? And for what? What is this all about? I just don't understand. I want to punch her in the throat.
Oh, no. That, by the way, that's my brother Mart, who wishes harm, physical harm on a female. That's not any of us.
I don't care if it's a male or female.
Yeah, but the problem is, even in 2025, you still can't smack a female around and expect to get well, unless you're an MS-13 gang member.
Oh, yeah.
Then you go smacking around that chick. All of a sudden, you have senators and ambassadors from the United States of America wanting you out of jail. Come back home. He's a nice guy, ain't he?
Yeah, I heard the hostages in Hamas are now dressing as MS-13, so AOC will bring him back home.
I bet. Yeah, it's just friggin' ridiculous. When we return, my friends, Elizabeth Warren and this bad billionaires narrative. See, the Democrats will always stoop back to billionaires, millionaires, money bad. It's good to be poor because they need the poor as their constituents instead of these folks, as AOC would say, lifting themselves up by the old bootstrap-a-roo. That and sky sluts when we return on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cups to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 The present has no ribbon.
The staccato hoofbeats of a golden palomino, carrying a man who fights wherever justice needs a champion.
In a hideaway on the other side of the hill, with Hollywood close enough to smell, one man dared to step up to the bar and talk, and other outlaws heard the legend and joined together to tell their tales. This is how it began. Smoking, drinking, interrupting. Magic Matt Allen. This is Outlaw Radio.
Yeah. Much like Gayle King, we'll dive into her bestie, Oprah. We will dive into Sky Sluts at the top of next hour. You do not want to miss that. Our take on the horrors in space.
Oh, do you have
There I am going, getting rude again. I can't help myself because I must be 14 years old.
you sing a theme song for this? Because I know you did Skyfall.
What? Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, would you, Tattoo Dave, who, by the way, for the last 38 minutes, boy, did I make the right decision making him the producer today. He is just kicking ass.
Wow,
Did you come in with that attitude today?
I sure did.
Yeah, I'm telling you. See, when he sets his mind to it, that Tattoo Dave is unbeatable.
Well, we went and had fish and chips today at Safari Room, too, and it was off the hook good. And I think that, and a Bloody Mary probably helped, too.
So hold on. So
the fish and chips made his brain smarter.
Okay, so do me a favor. Every Saturday before the show, would you please enjoy some fish and chips, Tattoo Dave?
Well, it's going to be one of those situations where I'm just going to get sick of eating it.
Oh, no. Oh, and then you'll come in with a bad attitude again?
Of course.
Well, something to look forward to. So we will dive into sky slots. And I didn't coin that phrase. That was my ex-wife, who was a flight attendant for American Airlines. Little Courtney, one of the funniest things she ever said, she, just out of nowhere, she was talking about the flight attendant she works with. She said, "Oh, you mean the sky sluts?" And I said, "Well, you would know these things."
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
A Democrat projecting.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh God. Have I thrown her under the bus? Called her a damn? I guess I have. Yeah. You know. And by the way, my ex-wife, smart as hell, intelligent as hell. Do you know that there are some on the left who are really smart? They're just they just don't know what they're doing politically.
They're misled.
Or they don't really love America the way we do. In fact, we love America, so it's not even.
What are you doing?
Hey,
over there,
Mark, what are you doing, man? You know, you have one job: sit there and sleep, and then you make a noise with a microphone.
The mic completely slipped down.
He fell into it.
God, I just.
Everybody drink the bottle.
Yeah, everybody drink it's the drinking game. Every time Mark falls asleep and passes out. This Pocahontas Elizabeth Warren. By the way, this is going to be $9.97. This is Elizabeth Warren and this billionaire's bad narrative. And I believe I played this little snippet last week, but it sets up the new stuff. AOC and Bernie are promulgating the billionaire's bad. How many houses does old Byrne have? And AOC's not making a bad living. And you know she wants to be president in the worst way, and the Democrats have done stupider things. Take a smell of Kamala much? I mean,
they would make her the nominee.
Yeah, of course they would. Yeah. So here we go. This is Elizabeth Warren talking about billionaires and the such.
I just got back from Donald Trump's inauguration. Trump talked about Panama, but he didn't say one word about health care. He announced a slew of executive actions that won't lower the price of eggs, won't make it any easier for you to buy a house, won't ease the panic that many families face each month.
The only panic comes from your side, you stupid Democrat a-holes.
Yeah.
That's where the panic comes from. Without panic, you've got nothing.
Yeah.
You have no chance to ever win another election without
it's a constant state.
Yes, without sky is falling, you have no chance. More with Polka Dummy.
When they try to pay their bills. And the billionaires paid millions to sit in the front row in front of Trump's own cabinet nominees. That pretty much tells you everything you need to know about who's going to be calling the shots. Look, I know that today feels like a gut punch, and it's going to get worse.
Oh, yeah.
It's ugly, it's painful, or it's not even surprising. Donald Trump is great at distracting us with chaos. Also, he can jam through terrible policies that will make hardworking people's lives worse.
Like what?
And billionaires' lives better.
Yeah.
Us, we got to stay focused.
Us.
We got to hold the line against every hateful thing that Donald Trump tries to do. We've got to stay in the fight.
Yep.
So to everyone who is afraid of what happens next,
Yes, Polka?
I share your fears.
Yeah.
But remember this, we are not powerless. What we do matters. We are the people who are willing to fight for someone we don't know, someone who may look different from us, someone who may live far, far away.
Like an MS-13 gang
And
member?
when we fight,
Hamas.
we can make a real difference. Stay in this.
Yeah.
You know what I like about the left?
Nothing?
Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
In one breath, he is a dictator.
Yes.
Second breath, we know who's calling the shots.
Right. Right. So which is it?
What is it?
Well, when she said that he also nothing for the working man, my company, construction company, we were just awarded 100%, not like 75% more jobs than we were last year already.
You mean already since Trump has taken
Yes,
100
already.
little over 100 days in?
Yes.
Isn't that
Yeah,
funny?
I mean, we
well,
have-
that's obviously coincidence. That is everything that Biden built for America the previous 4 years.
Do you think it's because a lot of the illegal aliens have been kicked out, so there's more openings?
Probably.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do
Hey,
with it. We
grab
need people right
grab 456 there. It's Tim Waltz, and this is the great and the man of grandeur, Tim Waltz, with his opinions. And I forget exactly what this is, but it's two cuts, and these are quickies. Go.
I think Democrats supporting families, supporting the working class, supporting unions, but I think we have to separate and have a message here. It's okay in America to be successful. What we should demonize is people like Elon Musk and those people that do that, and that's different.
Why? Okay, pause.
Why not people that put tampons in men's bathrooms?
Right, but why is that different? So Elon Musk, because he's filthy, he's got a lot because he's rich. This is more of this dip ass Tim tampon Waltz. Here we go. Oh.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Okay. Pause. This is worth playing. It's only about 20 seconds, but I played it last week. But this is worth repeating. This is he being chided by a group of folks who fought for our country and have had enough of this blathering effing idiot. Go.
Thank you all. Well,
You'll hear what they're saying in a second.
welcome to the Capitol. It's great that you're all.
Oops.
Sir, you're welcome to come. Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
Let me finish and vote.
Oh, boy.
Oh, hey, there's some passion in the building, which is a good thing. Look,
Yeah, he's happy about that, right, Tim Waltz? He's happy about that passion in the building? Yeah, these folks who fought for our country have had quite enough of this son of a bitchin' piece of crap. Today's word, by the way, is oligarchy. Today's word, can you say oligarchy?
Oligarchy.
Yeah, AOC. I knew you could do it there on your private jets that cost about $20,000 an hour.
Bet you can't spell it.
I bet you can't spell it, but I'll tell you what, they could certainly fly in them private jets. $20,000 an hour for you and old Bernie. Well, I guess if you break it down, so it's $10,000 each.
No, they took separate jets.
Oh, they did. Okay, so that would be up there to 40,000, 20,000 per hour. So much for climate crisis, I guess.
That was so last year, Matt.
You mean the climate stuff?
That was so last year.
So but I thought it was. We were doomed. We're going to be. Our lives are threatened. This is existential. No.
No, they changed their mind.
They did.
Yes.
So this was last month.
They don't want you driving electric vehicles anymore. Musk is bad.
Yeah.
Ralph, I have a question for you. If you had the opportunity to do the deed with AOC,
What do you mean? He's a free man and he's not married. Of course he's going to nail AOC because she's an attractive little broad who dances on rooftops. Yes.
She probably dances other places
Yes.
too.
We're guys.
I'll do it with him.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So are you taking the head or the feet? I mean, which end?
The feet.
Yeah. Didn't AO? Speaking of AO, dummy, didn't she show off for Elon Musk a Tesla the minute she bought it?
Yep.
I mean, she was.
Yeah.
She was very proud of this thing. Look what I did for the lives of you little idiot sticks who really believe in this climate crisis that we're spewing out of our pie holes.
Why are they bad now?
Yeah, what?
Why are they bad now? The cars are
Well,
bad
I think
now.
we know a certain billionaire who's not on their side these days because he's on the side of America. Doesn't mean he's on the side of Trump. He happens to be on the side of Trump because Trump is on the side of the good old United States of America. But yeah, AOC. And by the way, why is AOC even in this? And why is anyone listening to her? One reason, and I sort of pointed this out in the first segment here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finest stations throughout America. She's a fair for a gal on the left. She's a hot chick.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't have hot chicks on the left. I mean, look at them. Look at them in interviews. There is hair growing out of their teeth, hair growing out of their moles. These are not attractive women. So when you have an AOC who happens to be, P.S., a socialist as well. She is a bona fide, dyed-in-the-wool socialist. So is Bernie Sanders. Why would they be traveling together if they weren't on the same page? Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Money.
Yeah. Money? Yeah, AOC is the hottest chick they have on the left, which it's not saying much. I mean, it's not saying much.
Just look at all the chicks in the cabinet that are just, it's just insane.
Just fiery smoking. Wow. Yeah, but they're socialists, and they will never read my lips, my friend. They will never fight for a hardworking American ever, because they don't care about hardworking Americans. Now, everyone they're talking about this deportation of illegal immigrants / MS-13 gang member Albrego Garcia, including Pocahontas. Do you have this up there? Do you have this ready?
Not sure.
It's a 3-cutter, and you're going to have to pause between them. It should be under Pocahontas, I believe.
I see
Yeah,
it's in
okay.
small writing.
Okay.
By the way, you talk about hardworking Americans.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know how many work days are in a congressional year?
How many?
150.
So they're doing better than teachers, right?
Barely.
As far as time off. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. What a gig. If I had known as a kid,
150 days.
if I had known, and making several $100,000 a year and all the freebies. I mean,
So
you
you're on
never
vacation all the
You never
time.
have to pay for lunch or dinner, right? And your car, I believe, is taken care of, and the gas.
And technically, you don't even have to go to work.
Oh, that's a
And
gig.
their insurance is incredible, better than mine.
Oh, that is such a gig. So we know that everyone, including us, talking about the deportation of illegal and this MS-13 gang member, Albrego Garcia, and old Pocahontas back to the old Indian chief, the warrior, a.k.a. Elizabeth Warren. She's talking about it, too. Here we go.
Why are they doing this?
Louder?
And the answer is they want to have the American people say it's okay to just disappear people. We do not disappear people.
Pause. By the way, this is their new thing, this disappear
people, yeah.
Yes, they're using an
It's
old
a cringe thing.
Yeah, it's an old mafia,
Yeah.
thing. Go ahead.
In the United States. Because here's the thing. If they can disappear
Oh, God.
Mr. Abrego Garcia,
Oh, God.
then they can disappear you.
This whole thing,
Oh,
Mr.
Okay, so this is the next guy. Just hold on a second. So Pocahontas, do you mean disappear people the way they locked up January 6 suspects? Do you mean like that, Pocahontas, without bail or trial? I wonder if Pocahontas Warren would feel differently if Albrego Garcia's domestic violence charges were committed against one of her squaws in her family. Tampon Tim is here, also on Team MS-13. Here he is, also calling for the release of Albrego Garcia.
Abreu Garcia. It's that old wisdom and terrifying is if you're not speaking up for this man, there will be no one left to speak up for you.
All right, pause. Oh, yeah, Tim, you say you care about Albrego, or is it Obreo? Is the G silent? Who cares? He's an MS-13 gang member. But
Albreo.
did you offer to install a tampon dispenser in his prison cell? Hey, Mark, knock it off.
Not even funny anymore.
Mark C.G. Boyer, just knock it off. He falls asleep during the effing show, knocks over the
The only
microphone.
way you can get attention to now, I'm starting to think is for attention.
And I got to get to the end of this. So the adults are in charge of the country. You see, Tim, this is why you have no say-so, despite the Democrats' relentless attempts to make Albrego Garcia seem like super husband and dad Ward Cleaver. Trump officials are reminding Americans that Garcia is a ranking member of the MS-13 gang. Here is the great Tom Homan.
I talked to an MS-13 expert today who also showed me pictures of his hand where he says absolutely the tattoo on one of his hands was absolutely an MS-13 gang tattoo, nothing questionable about it. 2 judges said he's an MS-13 member. ICE says he's an MS-13 member. Intelligence community says he's an MS-13 member. El Salvador says he's an MS-13 member.
So what more do you need, my friends?
Hey, Tom Holman, Mark C.G. Boyer is a member of JEW13. He's right here.
Isn't that SLEEP 13?
Oh, my.
You know,
It's all on video.
P.S. I do want you folks to know. I want you to know from my heart that this is not shtick. We're not. This is not a bit. He really is that big a dummy. All right, we'll be this after back. A lot to get to, including diving into the world of sky sluts on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
Forget the roofs and the ceilings. Baby, let's party. Get along and feel it. Baby, let's party. I'm catching looks you deliver. Throwing my head to the skies. The way you move sends shivers, making me a sin fly.
Like a drunk brother with bad breath who's funny sometimes and other times you have no idea what he's talking about. Like a Facebook friend with a real bad attitude. Like that movie that you never wanted to see, but it's the only thing on. This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
Yeah, old Katy Perry, Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, the Dirty Sanchez, and others up there in space, just like Gilligan's Island and the others up there in space. We will dive headfirst into Sky Sluts and give you a little treatment on Sky Sluts 101 after the top of the hour in mere minutes here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, and the finest stations in America. And by the way, we live here, so we feel these jolts and this jostling. Southern California was hit by a 5.2 magnitude earthquake. The shaking was so hard, parts of Jack Black are still jiggling.
Oh, no. That's hard.
Right? 5.2. The shaking was so hard, Mickey Rourke faced off with a seismologist.
Wow.
That's right?
Yeah.
That's some rumbling.
That's a good one.
And because we were hit by this 5.2 magnitude earthquake, it affords me the opportunity to say the shaking was so hard, Gavin Newsom's hair cracked. So that's a
big quake.
That's a lot of. And is it coincidence that the Southern California earthquake happened at the exact same time Oprah Winfrey was jumping up and down to celebrate Gayle King's return from space? Is that right?
No.
Because she's a big one. Yeah. And New York Attorney General Letitia James, who I believe we just heard from her just a few minutes ago on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. And if you're watching this show like a week from now or a day from now, then I remind you to rewind back to that part. General Letitia James, the Attorney General for New York, is under investigation for mortgage fraud after she listed her father as her spouse on a mortgage application to get a lower interest rate. Listing a blood relative as your spouse.
Well, there might be something more to
It was
that.
just an accident, Matt.
No, Letitia's facing a handful of charges, including impersonating Ilhan Omar. See if I could just spit it out.
It would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been okay.
So if she gets divorced, is she an orphan?
Yeah.
Right.
Listen to that. Listen to our buddy from Brooklyn, man. He's or
Roll-
the Bronx.
It's rolling right out of Ralphie.
The Bronx, Ralph Odierna, man. He's on a damn roll today. And fascist Home Alone 2 director Chris Columbus, who did a lot of stuff, and former regular on this show, Michael Hershenson. I don't know if he was friends with him, but he negotiated with him because Michael Hershenson, he owned the biggest, the largest, the most dramatic company that would fit and audition impersonators of real human beings. That's my name for actors. And then put them in big movies. That was Michael Hershenson of The Casting Company. He worked with Chris Columbus on numerous occasions. They cast Home Alone. I mean, they cast, think of a big movie.
Jurassic Park, he did? Oh, yeah,
yes,
he did.
yes. They cast the biggies. Chris Columbus went full Orwell, my friends. He said he wants to remove President Trump's cameo in Home Alone 2. Just because it's, Trump. And the majority of the 100,000 Coachella attendees, which is over there, for those of you watching us, I'm pointing, it's over there past Palm Springs.
East.
Yeah, on the 10, that way.
We can't spit there.
A review of ticket purchases for this year's Coachella Music Festival shockingly reveals about 60% of attendees financed their event costs.
Yep.
So they couldn't afford the damn thing, but it was so bitchin', man. It was so cool. We just gotta go. Screw the kids at home with not even Swanson, mostly white meat turkey TV dinners on their plate. They had to eat rice again. We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
On the street, I was talking to a man. He said so much for this love of mine that I don't understand. You shouldn't worry, I said that ain't no crime. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time! Our main event! Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Sean Young on Outlaw Radio.
Hey, this is Shelley Berman on Outlaw Radio. Listen, come on, listen to me or listen to Matt. If you like being bored, it's great for you.
It's Robert Hayes. I'm here on Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, a.k.a. The Weasel. We are here to drink. We're here to smoke. We're here to interrupt. You may drink. You may smoke. You may interrupt. But I'm here to...
Live from the Lighten Up Lounge, this is Dom DeLuise saying, this is Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Chuck Woolery at Lighten Up Lounge on Outlaw Radio. There's lots of fun, guys. Be back, 2 and 2.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio, where we smoke, we drink, and occasionally we bother people who look old and weak.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar, in the Lighten Up Lounge. We drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
Before I jump head first, as Gail King would say, regarding Oprah Winfrey, into the Sky Sluts, let's pay a little homage. A couple quickies here. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da to Wink Martindale. 91 years old. All my friends are in their 90s and this close to death. The root sucks. It really sucks. The
90s.
90, I know, 90s, I know.
They lived a good life.
Well, I think Wink Martindale did. You know, he was friends with Elvis, and then I wonder if that's how he met his lovely lady.
Or how she met him.
Yeah, one or the other, or both. And
Part of that story.
Wink Martindale, man, God bless him.
Probably
God.
was her parents.
This is when Wink was on the show a couple years back, and we were on a radio station in the beautiful state of Wisconsin called WNFL. We are now on WTAQ, bigger coverage, less sports. You'd think a station, WNFL, would be a sports station, and they are. By the way, that was Shadow Stevens' idea when we were first putting this together with Wisconsin. He liked the idea, and we were given the option.
It was a delicious idea.
Yeah, do you want to be on the conservative radio station that covers 3/4 of Wisconsin, or do you want to be on the sports station? And, of course, Shadow Stevens, who love him dearly, but I'll tell you what, when you look up Lefty in the dictionary, there is his beautiful hair. You don't see anything else, just a big mop of hair, the great Shadow Stevens. So he went with WNFL, when all along I knew WTAQ was the way to go. It's a great radio station up there with WSAU in What's Up, Wausau? So this is a little promo, 981, and this is when Wink was on the show, and we made a little promo out of it. And as we remember the great, and I do mean the great, a good man, a good God-fearing man who loved the United States of America, Wink Martindale.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If you could wake up tomorrow and change one quality in Joanne, what would that be?
She's a pain in the ass in the morning.
Answer, Joanne's a pain in the ass in the morning.
Legendary Wink Martindale with
Okay.
a little magic.
All right, that's
on
enough.
Outlaw
That's
Radio.
enough. Stop it. All right, so that was the promo, and I forgot they did some parody for the movie, and I forget which movie it was that was in, but Wink was a face that you knew instantly. This is Wink, and I played this for him when he was sitting right here in the Lighten Up Lounge at 1876 Virginia City, Nevada style bar, spitting distance from Hollywood, Cali, and he got a kick out of this, even though it doesn't make him look so good. This is Wink Martindale on, well, a certain sort of monkey. 8:42. It's right after the first one that you played. It's play. Oh, but it's not playing.
No, it's total space.
Okay, see, I know what happens on this. I went through this once before. This is like a right channel only, and I would have to go over and move, and I won't. So let's just. That was a nice try, though. Yeah, he calls them anyway. He mispronounces the word orangutan, and and this is a well-read guy, Wink Martindale. God bless your soul, you furry beast.
Orangutan.
Orangutan, who is no longer with it. That's the correct pronunciation, by the way. Orangutan is the.
Is it?
Yes.
Hold on, let me write this. Did Marty actually do something right?
Yes, it really is. It's orangutan. That is the correct pronunciation
I
for
said
that
it.
for that certain sort of
meant it.
hairy beast. And speaking of
Hairy beast.
speaking of hairy beasts up in the air, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin launched an 11-minute flight to the edge of space with an all-female crew.
The West Edge.
Yeah, singer Katy Perry. Singer Katy Perry, broadcaster / Oprah diver. What would it have been better if I said Oprah liquor? Gayle King, flotation device Laura Sanchez, who looks exactly like an alien. Yeah. She had one of those Beverly Hills plastic surgery things, and it's like, Jeff Bezos, I guess for Jeff, he's not really an attractive guy, right? I mean,
No, older, not so good. No,
I don't know. I know a lot of billionaires that have hot ladies on the side.
Yeah.
It's weird how that works out.
Yeah, well, he needs a hot lady on the side, by the way, because he's stuck there with Lauren Sanchez, dirty Sanchez.
Which I believe is the only reason that rocket didn't explode.
And the rest, as they sing, and the rest, as they sing on Gilligan's Island. But the trip is not resonating with many of us Americans, mostly because of its out-of-reach cost and because the women seem to think that they were curing cancer or something, even though they just sat there for the ride. That's right, Gayle King. I called it a ride.
Please don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, you have never said to an astronaut, boy, what a ride. We duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day, pretty much. No one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous or something that's lighthearted. There was nothing frivolous about what we did, and the machine that we were on, and what it took for the people to get that machine up and running, to get us up and get us back down safely. So, I'm very disappointed and very saddened by it. And I also say this, what it's doing to inspire other women and young girls, please don't ignore that.
Here we go.
I've had so many women and young girls reach out to me, and men too, by the way, men too, that say, wow, I never thought I could do that, but I see you doing it at this stage of my life. Who would have thunk it? Not me. And how inspired they are.
And how inspired, pause.
How long were they gone?
How inspired, they were 11 minutes up there.
Not even 11 minutes.
No, it was 11 minutes from takeoff to landing.
Oh, okay.
So not even 11 minutes.
Oh, gee, that's a ride. That's
Yeah.
a Disneyland ride.
Yeah, hey, a ride implies it is something frivolous or something lighthearted, which is exactly what this ride was, Gayle King. In that giant projectile that looks like something that should be, right?
I believe she said unprecedented when she got back.
Yes. You didn't build the rocket, Gayle. You didn't chart the trajectory, and at no time were you flying the spacecraft. I'd love to hear more about how this is inspiring young girls, inspiring them to do what? Marry for money like Lauren Sanchez?
Or Gail.
Hey, when they got back to Earth, they had to go through a decompression chamber. They had to do all that stuff.
What? To build a career based only off of your best friend's success like you, Gayle King? Or maybe, just maybe, it is inspiring young girls to be more like Katy Perry, who sues nuns to kick them out of their convent so she can have the land, but to truly experience how shallow, egotistical, and frickin' self-promoting these pretend astronauts are, we have to go back to their pre-flight interviews. Enjoy Katy Perry. Here we go.
A big part of your life, of course, is your daughter, Daisy. I want to know, does she kind of have a concept of what's happening, or like, what are your feelings around sharing this with her?
Pause. That's the interviewer talking like a valley girl, and everything is up at the end of the sentence. Katy Perry, tell us more, because you have such insight on worldly views and life itself, because you're a really smart girl who once kissed a girl. Yeah. Katy Perry.
She's 4.5, so she's still trying to figure out what day of the week it is.
Sure.
But it is very normal, for us to talk about mommy going to space now. And I will be so excited to hold her when I land.
Do you have a message for your family in this moment?
A message.
It's okay. Yeah, no stress.
Pause. Is that her kid must be there with her?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'll be so excited to hug her when I land.
Yeah,
I was gone for 15 minutes, bro.
Oh yeah, right.
It's
right.
like, did you miss mommy?
Yeah, I was away from. What does she do on the tours? I mean, right? Is that a bit of space for her between she and her daughter, Katy Idiot Stick Perry?
She didn't even get to the center of the Tootsie Pop before.
No. Continue.
I'm going to be very emotional this weekend, of course.
Yeah. It's an emotional thing. It's a big journey.
Journey.
They went 65
My message
miles.
is that I love them.
Oh.
And,
oh no.
I can tell.
Yeah.
You've got so much love in your heart, and I appreciate you sharing that with me, especially in this moment. Take all the time you want.
Pause. By the way, do you listen to that interviewer? This is why women should not be allowed to vote. All right? Are you following me on this? Right? Females should not be allowed. We should take their vote away.
Way too emotional.
Trump, my friend, Trump, next executive order.
Boom.
Okay, let's get that done. Go.
to my family is that I love them so much, and I'm so full of love, and I am so grateful to be representing a fearless female in my family, which is a domino effect from my mom, from my sister, and definitely something I feel from my daughter.
What are you taking with you to space?
I'm taking bracelets that represents the pillars of my foundation that I started with my sister called the Firework Foundation. I'm bringing almost 300 of them so that I can bring them back home for the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that get to come to Camp Firework.
They're going to be so excited.
They're going to be very excited.
Pause. They're going to be very excited about what?
So excited about
You know what? Go climb up a freaking high story building.
No. Before you finish, hike up my ass. Okay, continue.
It's really for those kids to inspire them as well to never put limitations on their dreams. I'm going to be bringing a daisy, a real life daisy from the earth.
Pause.
So a real life daisy.
Yeah, a real life daisy. Not
From the earth.
Not a plastic fake one.
Did they get out?
You mean one from the earth?
From the earth.
So at least we've quantified what she brought up, a real life, not the fake ones.
No,
in case we run into an alien.
Right, and this is one from the earth. Continue.
To remind us that, the earth is very precious.
Oh my
I'm
God.
also launching a tour on April 23rd in Mexico, and I'll be on tour for the rest of the year. And I think it would be pretty cool to...
Pause. Enough about space. Let me tell you a little something about, and let me try to intertwine my promoting the tour, with our space event. Go.
reveal my set list for that tour in space.
Is that what you're going to do?
Pause. And she whispers, is that... You mean you're actually going to reveal your set list in space? Oh my God, call Guinness Book of World Records. Continue.
Still picks that up.
Go.
Whoever you can look forward to.
Just on a little
nugget?
Little nugget, yeah.
So with that,
advantage of it.
Like, what's your message to your fans?
Thanks for being on this journey of a lifetime with me, and what a ride it already has been and will continue to be, obviously. Buckle up.
Pause.
We've already concluded that it's not a ride.
Following their 11-minute flight to the edge of space, the ladies again told us how wonderful and brave they all are. More with Katy Perry. Continue, please.
Katy. No, you're not the crier of the group.
Killer of the group.
No, you are not. I'm going to tell you something right now. You are officially an astronaut.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give.
Pause. No, you really don't know until you're trapped inside a dildo heading up to the heavens.
They're not astronauts either.
Yeah, of course they're not astronauts, but we'll get into that. Go.
And how loved you are until the day you launch.
We had these incredible shots of Daisy watching you as the rockets, it'll make me cry, as the rockets going up, and she was so proud. She just kept saying, Mommy, Mommy. And I know you'll feel the same way when you watch it. And you brought a real-life Daisy up. That was important for you, not only because it's your...
Do you realize what they're speaking about?
Man?
A freaking real-life Daisy.
Okay, I'm going to double down on this because I feel that I have to. This is why females should have the vote taken away. They're yapping about a real live Daisy up in space and how important that is. Continue.
Daughter's name, but why else was that important to bring it?
Daisies are common flowers, but they grow through any condition.
Yes.
They grow through cement. They go through cracks.
Feces.
They go through walls.
Feces.
They are resilient. They are powerful. They are strong. They are everywhere. Flowers are, to me, God's smile, but it's also a reminder of our beautiful earth and the flowers and God's smile and the beautiful magic that is everywhere.
Wait, pause. Magic?
Magic.
Magic? Is she all of a sudden turned into Madonna? She's a Brit.
This is longer than their ride.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course it is. And by the way, I didn't know that space had that effect. It turns a fully American female into a Brit.
Magic.
Magic. Continue.
All around us, and even in a simple daisy. So to really appreciate it and remember it and take care of it and protect it.
Gail shared with us the song that you sang
After you killed it.
when you got up. What a wonderful world. Why was that
Mart, take it.
important to sing that particular
Stop.
song?
Pause for a second. Sing it.
I see trees are green, red roses too. I see Katy Perry and I smell her too. And she took to the sky and rode in that spaceship.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
You know what they're not talking about is how they killed the Daisy.
Continue with Katie.
I've covered that song in the past, and obviously, like, my higher self is always steering the ship because I had no clue that one day I would decide.
Pause. You could have stopped at no clue. You could have just paused and stopped right there. Go.
Did she say the S word right
Yeah,
there?
good. No, go.
To sing a little bit of that in space, but I think that it's not about me. It's not about singing my songs. It's about a collective energy in there. It's about us. It's about making space for future women and taking up space and belonging.
It's all about
and
you, Katie.
It's about this wonderful world that we see right out there and
What a wonderful
appreciating
world.
it. This
Louis
is
is
all
spinning.
for the benefit of Earth.
You have done so many incredible things in your life, selling millions of records, selling out stadiums.
Kissed a girl.
Where does this experience rate for you?
This experience is right. It's second to being a mom. Yeah.
What? Pause. She wanted to say first, but
she
then
did.
she quickly thought, oh, I'm going to get hammered for that. Continue, please, with Katy Perry.
That's it. And that's why it was hard for me to go because that's all my love right there. And I have to surrender and trust that the universe is going to take care of me and protect me and also my family and my daughter. Because, like, I am full up from being able to get that gift of being a mom. And to go to space is incredible. And I wanted to model courage and worthiness and fearlessness.
You did. You said you wanted to go to space for the fearless women in your life as well, your sister and your mom. What was their reaction when you got to see them after you got off the capsule?
I have only seen my mom, and I was like, "Are you okay, Mom?" She just knew. She knew. She was totally okay, and I'm sure she was speaking in tongues underneath her breath as she does.
Pause. Tongues?
Speaking in tongues.
So she speaks in tongues. Okay, continue.
All the time. She would do that for anything else, but definitely today. But she was so super confident. My mom, she has this thing where she can see. I mean, even down to the name of, like,
Wow. Nice.
The capsule.
Being tortoise, I know you spoke to all of your fans about that the capsule's named tortoise, the feather on the side, that the symbol of Blue Origin, all of those gave you confidence that this was the right thing for you to do, correct?
Yeah, because I just asked for a sign from the heavens, from my angels, and they're like, well, here's the feather, which is what your mother calls you, and if that's not enough, the capsule's named Tortoise, which is the second nickname that your mother calls you. And I'm like, okay, I'm going. I got the message, and I'm going to get the message.
Before I let you get back to your family, I just had to ask you, describe for us, because you're so brilliant at putting words together and describing moments that we can all appreciate later. How would you describe the moment when you took off and then the moment you landed?
Yeah, how about that?
The moment, I mean, it is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space.
No.
It's the training. It's
the training.
The team. It's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process. This is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey, and then you're feeling the love when you come down, for sure, and you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that strong divine feminine right now.
By the way, you're such a badass. I love that the month of April, you're like, I'm going to space and I'm launching my tour. I mean, it's really incredible. I'm asking this question for your fans. Will you write a song about this experience?
What?
Oh, for sure, 100%. And not only that, I got to reveal my set list for the tour on a butterfly.
Yay!
Apropos.
High five.
Just flying in space. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. So just
There's a lot of things that you have done first. You are now officially an astronaut, and let me just tell you, on behalf of everyone here at Blue Origin, our webcast, and everyone, all of these individuals that put this incredible thing on, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your.
It's a 10 out of 10. That's my review.
10 out of 10.
You definitely go for it. 10 out of 10.
Thank you, Katie. Congratulations.
Pause, and then there was Gail King's post-flight interview. This is a doozy. Go.
Gail, get on over. I am so
Floating. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
I'm so proud of you. And I know that I speak for the collective, because you have been so honest. You've been so vulnerable. And I spoke to your best friend prior to you taking off, and I asked her why it was so important for you to do this. And she said, so she didn't have to hear you say, I wish I would have done that.
So true.
But now, Gail King, you are officially an astronaut. How do you feel?
I still can't accept that word, but I will say, I can't even believe what I saw. When somebody calls this a ride, this was not a ride.
Whoa!
What happened to us was not a ride.
No.
This was a bona fide freaking flight.
Hell yeah.
And our instructor, we were so well prepared. So every noise we heard, we knew. But the flight instructor said that I am her best success story. Why? Because she's never had somebody go through the course who's terrified.
Flight instructor, meaning, okay, you buckle this, and that's about it. Go.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah, hold on for your life. Go.
Flying. Everybody who's gone through the course is somebody that it's been a lifelong dream. They wanted to do it. So she said, I'm her best success story. I'm so proud of me right now. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
I was just going to say, prior to the launch, you said that you would be so proud of yourself if you went through with this. And you did. What was the best part, Gail?
It's oddly quiet when you get up there.
Pause. It's space.
Oddly.
God, this is Oprah Winfrey's best buddy. Her lickaroo. Go.
Really quiet and peaceful, and you look down at the planet and you think, that's where we came from. And to me, it's such a reminder about how we need to do better, be better.
Not her.
Do better, be better human beings.
And what do you mean by that?
Processing. Well, it's so nasty and so vitriolic nowadays. And I mean, if everybody could experience that peace that we had up there, and the kindness and what it takes to do what we did, all the people that it took to get us up there and get us back safely, I'll never, ever, ever forget. And when we were up there, have you talked to Katie yet?
I have not.
Okay, when we were up there, after zero G is very difficult. You know, all the training about this is how you get in the chair and this. I look like a friggin' moose getting in the chair. It was like,
Pause.
You look like a moose anyway.
No, more like a Sasquatch.
That was the training. How to get into the chair.
How to sit in the chair and buckle up. Go.
let me get in the chair. Let me get the seatbelt on. But, you know, we had a very, do this.
How would you describe it?
Yeah.
It's very difficult because you're floating. But the best part was when we got back in our seats after zero G's, Katie sang "What a Wonderful World."
She did.
Pause.
She said she didn't sing it.
Gail, you're usually the seat for Oprah, aren't you? Go.
That nice.
come
She sang "What a Wonderful World." I see
Did you just
trees.
also
Oh
cry?
yes.
Oh.
Because we'd been asking her to sing all the time, and she wouldn't. And then because everybody
That little
said, "Sing
vamp.
roar, sing fire," and she said, "It's not about me. I
Is that what you meant by I've covered the song before?
Yeah.
wanted to talk about the world."
Wow.
I know, isn't that nice? You got to ask her about that.
That's really special. And when Lauren got out, she was overcome by emotion for a lot of reasons, and rightfully so. But she spoke to the group and how close you guys have all become because of this experience. How would you describe the camaraderie that you guys now have together?
I would say that we are forever bounded because you can't go through what we went through to look out for each other, to help each other, and not be changed by that.
Yeah.
A whole
You know, it
15
really
minutes.
is a true. People throw the word around, but it really is a true sisterhood.
Yeah.
But it speaks to how we were. You know what? We were set up for success. The training was so. I can't
training.
stress this enough. The training was so friggin' good.
Buckle
we were
up,
set up for
buckle
success.
this.
You could have
and
blindfolded
it
him, put
went
him on a
exactly
simulator.
as they
and he
told
wouldn't
us
know
it
the
was
difference.
going to. Every boom that you heard, the drones, the drogues coming out, the parachutes
Right.
coming out.
You knew?
It went exactly as they said.
How about that?
Are you glad you did it?
I am glad I did it. I am glad I did it. I am very glad. I have no regrets about doing it.
What would you say to people watching right now
Yeah.
that are scared, that are
Yeah.
fearful of anything?
What
would
would
you
you
say
say?
to them?
Well, I just said I'm stepping way out of my comfort zone because this is so not like me. I said up there, I might now get my ears pierced. I've always been afraid.
Which is great. I love that you've never had your ears pierced.
No, even Hootie at the training center.
And the
You
blowfish?
don't have your ears pierced? I go, because it hurts. But I mean, for people that are afraid, it's. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, courage is doing something that scares you, but you do it anyway.
Smart.
And I stepped out of my comfort zone in a way that I never thought was possible for me. And now that I've done it, I really do feel I can take on anything. Anything. Anything.
Oh, yes! That's right, Gail. You can take on anything except Good Morning America and the Today Show, which continues to kick the ratings crap out of your CBS mornings show. And for those of you who think we're being too harsh, you're probably watching and listening to the wrong program because there's the vitriol, the friggin' self-aggrandizement.
Don't put a fire out to save a child.
I mean, Ralph,
now she's comparing herself to Eleanor Roosevelt.
Was that you throwing up at the end?
Yes. Los Angeles to Palm Springs is 30 miles further than they went.
All right, we'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finest radio stations in America.
But the price ain't right. Ain't that cold? Be a damn sight cheaper. Yes, it do. Start riding the bike. Listen, they're making milk out of powder. Yeah, they are. Got the babies crying. Poor baby, they know what that stuff is. Rent's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents lying. Lord, it's a real motherfucker, yeah. Make you wanna run for cover, yes it will. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Good God. Listen, got to go to a disco. Throw your troubles away. Dance to the music that the DJ plays. Well, all right. And then the lights come on.
sound too good. Ain't that cool? Listen. Love is a real motherfucker. It'll make you wanna run for cover, yeah. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Love is a real motherfucker, yeah.
Plantains, by any other name, are still bananas. And now there's a new game in town led by an hombre named Matt. A poker-playing, cigar-smoking, barbecue-eating talker. They call him Magic in these parts. And he's made bananas a kind of art form. The kind of talking that makes people sit up and bark at the moon.
Long live his fame.
Ordinary just got better. Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
Hey, go ahead and hit the old subscribe button on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, and follow us on Rumble and X. And thank you very much to those who are in charge of the finest radio stations in America. Appreciate your incredible taste. Thank you for listening and watching Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Appreciate it very, very much.
Well, Matt, this has been a real journey just doing this show for
It has been
an hour and a half.
It has been a journey, not
The
14,
training.
not 14 minutes in space. No, how about the? Do you think the training that Katy Perry and Oprah's bestie went through? Do you think it compares with the training that you had to endure in order to be on this show, Ralph Odierna? Was it up there?
I don't know. It took me 45 minutes to get here.
It did. Well,
yeah. Well, you should have jumped into a giant dildo, and then you would have arrived right here in the backyard.
We can't guarantee the landing, though.
Get Bezos on the phone. Why is it Elon Musk can launch a rocket and catch the booster engine and a pair of robotic arms, but Keebler, they can't make a cookie tray that slides back into the packaging sleeve? I brought this up last week, and Mark C.G. Boyer, and the reason I brought this up was to wake him up last week, and he did have a sort of a note for this, which was simply, that's why I buy the ones that you open on the top.
The sticky top.
The sticky top ones, and that way you don't have to slide. So it's not.
Why would he slide it back in? He kills it as soon as he opens it.
Exactly.
It's just amazing because I've always had Mark pegged as a guy that's just got it all figured out.
Yeah, well, when it comes to eating, he does. Yeah. And Wendy's declines to apologize for mocking Katy Perry's Blue Origin space flight. Wendy's, who still to this day, they make a great burger.
Yes, they
and
do.
I haven't been there in a while, so it's probably $20 for one of them triple
no, their
deckers.
prices are
I'm sure-
Baconator all day long, baby.
Yeah, I'm sure they're through the roof, but they really are quality, and not unlike In-N-Out, Southern California franchise that's opening. They're opening up in Oregon now.
Seattle.
So they're really spreading their wings, but not unlike the In-N-Out, they don't freeze their meat, and there really is a big difference. And Wendy's meat, man, I love that meat. Love that big old
It's square. It's square, yeah.
The popular fast food chain Wendy's declined to apologize for mocking Katy Perry's Blue Origin space flight, but offered the pop star what appeared to be sardonic acclaim, praising the teenage dream singer for her out of the world talent. So they, I guess whoever the hell's running Wendy's has their act together, and for that I truly appreciate it. And model, and I thought this gal was a big lefty, and she could be, but I think that we are in good stead by throwing these idiot sticks who went up into space under the bus. We wouldn't be doing this if they weren't so self-aggrandizing. And look what we did. You know, cancer, schmancer, curing that. Oh, that's easy. We went up into space, and now we're astronauts.
Yeah.
What is the definition of an astronaut, though, Ralph? I mean,
It's very simple. You have to have the ability to fly the craft.
Yes. So
they
they're-
basically got shot out of a cannon and came back down. The
By
guy
default,
at the circus is
by
more of an
def-
astronaut.
Yes, it's like
Did they plant the daisy when they were up there?
You know what they should have done? They should have worn the same outfit that Kid Rock wore to the White House.
Yes.
That is a canyon shooting outfit, man. Model Emily Rakowski, right? Haven't we thrown her under the bus over the years?
I don't know, but she can eat a Carl's Jr. burger any day.
Oh, you bet your
Every
ass.
day.
Oh, that's the one.
And drip it all over herself. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, were those the great? Those are the greatest ads ever.
That's when men were running Madison Avenue.
Well, but even this year, man, Carl's Jr. is back with those naughty ads.
Well, they probably fired a woman.
Yeah, yes.
Thank God.
Emily Rakowski. Wait, isn't that the gal who is in that video with what's his name?
Yes, the son.
Yeah, the son.
Alan Thicke Jr.
Yes.
Or whatever his name is.
Oh,
Yes.
same gal?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the good-looking gal.
Smoking
And they do, and there are two different versions. There are two versions of
There's
that
a naughty
video.
version.
One with the top on, one with the top down. And either one of those, sexy as hell. And what a great song. And too bad Alan Thicke Jr. What the hell's his name? I cannot come to save my life. I can't come up with his name either. I knew Alan too. We have something in common. Yes, we do. Yeah, Ellen K.
Well,
Much?
That's not saying much.
Are you okay? Okay. He just. By the way, my friend from the Bronx just text me a message that only says pincushion. Okay, you're a bastard.
Carter.
You are a bastard. Emily Rickau. Yeah.
Carter Thick.
No, it's not.
No, it's not Carter Thick.
I thought it was Carter.
No.
I was ignoring him, shouting out Carter over
Carter,
there.
Carter.
You know there was a reason for that. Because it's like
That's
Carter.
what I looked up.
Carter.
Robin Thicke.
Yes, no, Robin Thicke.
Oh, Robin.
Yeah, Robin Thicke, the guy with the big shoes. He's got the biggest shoes in that
He's got
video.
huge feet.
Yeah. Now, see, Mark, since you took the time to look that up, you should have now be able to tell me the song he did. No, don't look it up again. No. If you didn't do that due diligence, but you did come up with his name, so you do get bonus
Was that
points.
the song that Farrell sued him on?
No, Farrell never sued him. It was the estate of Marvin Gaye. Because they said it was a ripoff of a great song, by the way. I still don't think it's a ripoff of
I
the
never
song.
heard the similarities.
But I'll tell you what, you have the wrong jury. You know what I'm saying? And you get nailed. This Emily Rakowski, disgusted by all-female Blue Origin spaceflight, end times SH. I won't spell it, but the word for poo-poo. Model. She didn't appreciate the girl power flowing from the all-female Blue Origin spaceflight over the weekend in a video posted to TikTok. Radikowski, and I'm becoming a huge fan of this guy. I mean, aesthetically, have always been. I mean, she is wow, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, I'd smell the sweat. You bet. Rakowski called the flight some N times S. This is beyond parody, she said. Who knew she was so smart? Saying that you care about Mother Earth and it's about Mother Earth and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that is single-handedly destroying the planet. Oh, there she goes. Okay, there she goes.
Blurred lines.
Right. Okay. Yeah, blurred lines.
Blurred lines.
Yeah, it's a great song. there we go. Yeah, she has to throw in the woke stuff, but I love that. I mean, I love that when they eat their own. The flight soared above the Earth for 11 minutes and featured talents like Katy Perry, Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, and others, as they say in Gilligan's Island, first season. Look at the state of the world and think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. By the way, she makes a very good point here. She says, for what?
Right.
Radikowski says,
I wondered.
For what?
Why?
What was the marketing there? I'm disgusted, she concluded. According to Men's Journal, the video gained over 900,000 views on TikTok and also racked up close to 2,000 comments so far, most of which seem to agree with Radikowski's take. And so, yeah, we're not lone wolves here,
No.
man. It's not because we love America and we happen to like Trump and we're on the right. No, it's because common sense would dictate that this friggin' gussel of hussies, these sky sluts up there, making this a big deal like they accomplished something that no one has ever accomplished. And P.S., it's not unprecedented. There have been many all-female astronauts up in real astronauts.
There's been monkeys up in space.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
And dogs.
And dogs. Monkeys and dogs.
Well, there were dogs this time also.
Yeah, I just.
What, Joy Behar went?
I do love Wendy's mocking Katy Perry, asking, "Can we send her back?" Man, that makes me want to grab a big old 3-by from Wendy's.
The purpose was to promote Katy Perry's Mexico tour.
I guess. I mean, if you listen to the interview, yeah.
Wait a minute. Did anybody know her set list for that tour? 'Cause I would love to know the set list.
Maybe Biden did cure cancer, but he hasn't come up with the T-shirt slogan yet.
That's right.
Hey, would anyone here like to go?
Say what?
Would any one of us like to actually do that?
Okay, it's nothing. Okay, am I afraid of it? No.
I didn't ask that.
Let me continue, Mark.
Okay, go
Boy,
ahead.
you could be the worst interviewer in the history of interviewers.
I didn't ask you that.
It's like, what are you, on the left and I'm on the right, and that's your gotcha moment?
Can you imagine he was interviewing a guest? I didn't ask you that.
I didn't ask you that. You're out of here. The
I have
hell?
no guest now, and I'm happy that way.
The hell? I'm answering the question. First of all, I'm not afraid of doing it. Secondly, I see no reason to do it. I see no reason. I like visiting the Grand Canyon. That's sort of a beautiful occasion. And if you've never been to the Grand Canyon, I always thought, okay, it's a big hole in the ground. What the hell? Instead of, big holes up in space, it's a big hole in the ground. But until you've really been there, then you don't understand how cool it really is.
I see no purpose. That's why I wouldn't want to do it, because I could get blown up. It's like jumping out of a good airplane.
You could get stuck there for 8 months.
I think it could be a fun thing to do, but I'm not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
Bungee
What's
jumping.
the purpose?
What is the reason?
Right.
Why?
There's no purpose to it.
No, we can watch sci-fi films, get the same effect, and we even at some amusement parks, they have that zero gravity thing. Okay, let's go do that. It's just too much time. The training involved, how to buckle your seatbelt and how to
buckle your shoe.
Yeah, how to sit in the chair properly. Yeah. And P.S., not one of those ladies, this just occurred to me, not one of those ladies was trans. Not one of those ladies was, bona fide
questionable.
Or documented.
Right.
Yeah.
Trans. So how is that a positive thing? When we're not initiating the right thing, which would be to put our trans folks in focus and send them up there. And I do want them to come back. I do. Not Katie, though. No, or Gail. No, stay up there. Yeah. I will tell you this, that Oprah has so much money, she could build her own damn rocket ship, and she would retrieve Gail King. Because the pleasure that Gail King gives to Oprah, I can only imagine.
What would have been cool if that went too far and got into orbit and they couldn't get it back, and then Bezos had to call Musk to get his girlfriend.
And Elon would go, well, let me think about this. I'm not sure if I can get up there.
we didn't give them 8 months supply for food.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but Bezos is not a rocket scientist. He has other people do this for him, right?
Course.
He's a librarian.
Right.
Yeah.
Unlike Elon Musk, who is a rocket scientist and really creates this stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of transsexuals, trans-Canadian singer Bells Larson forced to cancel U.S. tour dates over visa sex rules.
Give it up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transgender Canadian singer Bells Larson canceled U.S. tour dates over visa rules, stipulating travelers need to have their actual sex listed on their documentation. So because of that, whether you're officially, genetically, biologically a man or a female, on your visa, she, sham, had a problem with that. I'm canceling the American shows on my upcoming tour, Lord announced, explaining that the American Federation of Musicians has informed the singer that U.S. immigration now only recognizes identification that corresponds with one's actual biological sex. I got to tell you, these fascists, these fascist bastards in the government.
Well, I guess you can't go to London either.
I guess not. Where
I want to be a woman.
Where they're all transsexual.
Well, the Great Britain Supreme Court just ruled that sex is biological
Yeah.
God forbid.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's a big win for one of our favorite authors, man. J.K. Rowling. Nicely done.
Yes.
Nicely done. And we had a little jam session last Friday night here at the old joint. And there were three lefties sitting on the couch right over there. I'm pointing over there for those of you watching us, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube. And you can find us. We kept the URL, kamalato.us. Thank you, PD Where's My Meaty in Oregon, for that URL. And Marty, what was the quote from the three? Because they were talking.
I was talking about J.K. Rowling because they were talking about how cool the Harry Potter ride was at Universal.
Right.
I said, yeah, she's brilliant, man. She's awesome.
Right.
And then one of the folks, I'm going to mention names,
but some idiot.
One of those idiots said, everybody sitting here on this couch disagrees with you. I said, oh, that's great.
You mean about the ride being cool at Universal?
No.
Oh.
About her being brilliant?
About J.K. Rowling being cool?
Yeah. And because she's an a-hole. She's just blah, 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 blah.
She's an a-hole.
I said, then quit.
Because she believes there are different sexes.
Don't watch Harry Potter movies.
Let's say she's an a-hole.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop her from being brilliant.
No, it does not. Does not stop her from being brilliant. Well, it's a bad thing. This Singer Bells canceled their tour. We'll be this after back.
Your time is up. You took a sip from the devil's cup. You broke my heart. There's no way back. Move right out of here, baby. Go pack your bags. Just who do you think you are? Stop acting like some kind of star. Just who do you think you are? Take it like a man, baby, if that's what you are. 'Cause I'm moving on up. You're moving on out. Moving on up. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up. You're moving on out. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me. They brag a man has walked in space, but you can't even find my place. There ain't nothing you can do, 'cause I've had enough of me, baby, being part of you. Just who do you think you are? This time you've gone too far. Just who do you think you are? Take it like a man, baby, if that's what you are. 'Cause I'm moving on up. You're moving on out. Moving on up. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up. You're moving on out. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up, moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, you're moving on out. Moving on up, nothing can stop me. Moving on up, you're moving on out. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me.
This is Outlaw Radio.
My friends, my friendlies, the last hour packed with George Clooney. What else do I? Oh, more Pocahontas because she's worthy. And James Carville, that the guy who looks like the snake from Tony Odd Couple. That guy. Tony Randall movie, The Seven Faces of Dr. Lao, looks just like that animated snake in that movie that was way ahead of its time. James Carville and Stephen Miller. I got to tell you, guy's got a bit of a twitch. All right, no one really talks about his twitch because he's so brilliant. But this guy is a brilliant guy.
You talking about? I went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma.
No, the guy that graduated Samo High in 19.
Stephen Miller.
No, not Steve Miller.
Oh.
Stephen Miller. One of the smartest folks on the planet, and have a good time arguing with that man. All right, so we'll attempt it next hour. Hey, Circle Jerks. By the way, I had every intention of shaving today before the show. This is a week of stubble. It's damn near a beard, and I bring it up to you because I was working so hard the last many hours on this damn show, I ran out of time to shave. So my apologies to you who happen to be watching us, or do you like it better? I mean, I don't need, if you hate it, or if you like it, I don't care one way or the other. But on our comments site, please comment on our YouTube, whatever you do there, and do subscribe.
I
And
just get lazy. That's
what? No. I meant to do it because I sleep better when I'm shaven because, or when I'm being shaved. But I
sleep better when I'm drunk.
I sleep.
Me too. Me too.
Well, then I should be having a good night's sleep every damn night. But it just doesn't work that way. But here I am with all this stubble.
Well, I'm not seeing it on the camera, Matt.
Well,
so.
good. So you probably don't even see it.
Yeah.
I think that's why I keep it dark here and the chandelier lights, really dim.
Makes you look like Liberace back there.
I look like Liberace? Yeah. By the way, swing it, baby.
Missing all the accoutrements.
If I could play piano like that man, I would have turned gay. If it would have given me that talent? Yeah. You heard me, Gar. Hey, Gar.
You could have got it from your dad, but you didn't.
Okay, that sounds really rude. That's no.
I meant the piano.
My dad is not gay. Oh, what? So did everybody else take that? Yeah, I could have gotten it from my dad. Oh my God!
I would never insult Gary like that.
Wow. No.
Dad, I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Yeah,
from
no.
Dave.
Dad is a heterosexual male who is the proud owner of 4 children.
Yeah.
Circle Jerks.
Is he proud of 4 children?
Speaking of Circle Jerks, I don't know. I don't, he may be proud of 1 or 2. If that many.
That's a 50% success rate.
Circle Jerks, which by the way, that ain't bad.
Not bad.
In gambling, I'm going to the casino every day for a 50% success rate. Circle Jerks frontman Keith Morris calls for Army of Luigi's in support of alleged United Healthcare assassin. Alleged. Okay. Keith Morris, frontman for the LA punk band Circle Jerks, has called for an Army of Luigi's in support of this alleged United Health. The guy that killed a man in cold blood on the streets of Midtown Manhattan.
On camera.
Yeah, on camera. Morris issued his shout out to the alleged assassin during his band set on the final day of the Coachella Music Festival's first weekend after a rendition of the band's politically charged song Coup d'etat, which features the line "Kill All," while Morris said he does not support the statement "kill all," he at least appeared to support the idea of killing some. That song, the last line ends with "kill all." That's a pretty effing, and he says the word, he's on stage at Coachella, for God's sakes. Ugly statement. In ugly times, do not think that we encourage that, Morris said. What we do encourage, what would be totally effing happening, would be an army of Luigis. By army of Luigis, Morris meant Luigi Mangione, who has been charged with the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. And that's okay. Morris also said during his set that he cut off ties with his sister for voting for that guy, presumably Donald Trump, referring to her as a white Christian nationalist.
I never got the Circle Jerks.
I
remember when punk guys were anti-establishment.
Yes, and now this is total establishment. By the way, Morris, cage match, you stupid ass bite. I almost said the H word, which is illegal in terrestrial radio. Huge hour, set, ready to go on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Thanks for hanging with us.
you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop. Skip it. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bout that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something.
What's up, all you people in Radio Land? How's it going? Tattoo Dave here, giving you the weekly reach out to thank you so much for being here with us. We just need you to like, subscribe, do whatever you can. Get on the YouTube, get on Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, formerly X, or the other way around. But we love that you're here, and thank you, thank you, thank you. And don't forget, buy me a bourbon.
Like someone just out of nowhere who, you know, and last show did better than the last month. So it's like just inching our way forward, man.
Yep. Help us out. We need it. We love you. You love us. Let's make it work.
Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh!
doohickey, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
Yeah, the great Billy Gibbons here. Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out. Yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad.
Had to lighten them up loud. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. Had to lighten them loud. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt. Yeah.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Okay. Have mercy, baby. Welcome back to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Smoking, drinking, interrupting this the show. Hey, thanks, Beth and Tony. I've been drinking out of the solo cup all day, but I found your glass. There it is. You can see that if you're watching us on YouTube, on Rumble, on X. I poured the rest of that beautiful bourbon gifted us by our buddy from the Bronx. And
Little Angel's Envy.
yeah, good stuff, man. And
Nice bottle.
And it does taste better in this glass. Thank you, Beth and Tony. And thanks to Paula and Tim from What's Up, Wausau, or at least the outlying areas there in Wisconsin. I have more pickled eggs per capita. I love.
Oh, we got a lot of them.
Does anyone else love pickled eggs here?
No, but I was really happy to come in here and find that you left me an empty jar of them.
Yeah. So you don't
Yeah,
like.
we got tons.
I want to. Yeah, I would love to have one.
There used to be a bar in the Bronx that had a massive jar of pickled eggs.
Yeah.
And you could just scoop them out.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't use your hands.
No, with a
because,
scooper.
But with a scooper, and the great thing about pickled eggs, and with the cost of eggs through the roof, the fact that Tim and Paula did the right thing and the nice thing, sent me pickled eggs galore because I love pickled
They
eggs.
may have a chicken.
It's great.
You might. She probably cans too. She probably
So maybe it's their company on the outside of the thing. So it could be.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Here, I'll show you. Is this the one, the Bayview pickled eggs?
Yeah.
I'll put it up
So damn good, man. And the great thing about pickled eggs is you don't have to refrigerate them. They can sit there for a friggin' year. I mean,
They're pickled.
They're pickled. They're pickled eggs. And
I like Billy Dilly.
And they're the best. So Tim, Paula, thank you so much. And it is the weekend for egg rolling and egg hiding.
Yeah,
That's right. Jesus came back as a bunny.
I'm gonna get me a Rolex.
Matt, do you have any plans for?
Happy birthday, baby Jesus.
By the way,
yeah.
if Mark was awake, I would ask him,
Yeah.
why did the Jews kill Jesus?
Yeah, wait.
Why'd you kill baby Jesus, dude?
Because we didn't intervene to save him.
See, he's going to blame that Pilate character
That's
again.
right. Pontius, that is Pilate.
Always Pontius' fault. Always, always laying the blame on someone else.
By the way, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to take this pickled egg juice and I'm going to mix it with lemonade, and I'll get back to you.
Oh yeah. We'll see what Popeyes is up to with their pickled.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's pickle juice. Which is
it
different.
has to be the same thing.
No
way.
No, because when you're eating pickles from a jar, that's simply a pickled cucumber. But this is a pickled egg. By the way, though, this juice, dirty little secret, I used the juice in Bloody Marys.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh my God, is that the best?
Taking a whiff.
I mean, you're talking about taking that Bloody Mary up like about 10 points.
Wow.
Do that. Try that, my friends.
So Matt, do you have plans for tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
No, I don't.
Well, because
tomorrow is Easter.
Spiral hams are on sale at Vons.
So Mom and Dad, no Easter?
Oh, they're all doing it at our niece's house. Apartment Tiffany's because she thought it was a good idea to shove everybody in a little apartment in Thousand Oaks.
Well, I think that's nice of her.
Let's bring the
Nice of her,
dogs.
but why
Let's
not-
bring the
she's got-
dogs.
Yeah, I'll bring the dog over. But Mom and
Let's
Dad have
bring
got a
the
nice
dogs.
house with a pool and everything. Why would you bring it at your little teeny apartment? I don't get it.
Because they're proud of
I'm not.
Marty.
I'm not going.
No, well, good for
In
our niece.
Springfield,
You're invited.
they're eating the dogs.
Yeah, they are.
They're
Yeah.
eating the cats.
Are they still doing that? It's been a few months.
They're
but-
eating the pets.
Yeah.
I just don't think they have it on video anymore.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that I do appreciate our niece for putting this together. I wasn't invited.
You are. You are.
How do you know?
She has no contact information on you.
Yes, she does. She's a Facebook friend. I finally said yes to her Facebook request.
Because she listens to your other show.
Yeah.
She's a very loyal listener.
Well, she should listen to this show. And by the way, it turns out that old Tiff turns out to be, and I think because of her boyfriend, who's a good man, is more on the right than
Totally.
the left.
100%.
God bless her.
She has been for years.
God bless her.
Oh, yeah.
So what? I can't. I'm not going to throw her under the bus for having a little Easter party at her little apartment. Which, by the way, isn't that in TO, as we say here in Southern
Thousand
California?
Oaks.
Thousand
we
Oaks.
were there the other night.
Thousand Oaks is beautiful out there.
Okay, if you just let it breathe, Dave. There's a reason why.
He was going into it.
There's see. Did
Well, when you said it, I
there's-
thought of
there's
Ralph,
a
and I'm
reason-
like, why didn't I call
There's
Ralph?
a reason why I brought up Thousand Oaks because I'm dovetailing into
I got it. I get
a
it.
little steak night on Thursday night, and Ralph should have been invited.
He should have.
I should have been invited.
Mastros?
You were.
Oh, okay. What?
Mastros?
No, it's a new joint at a cigar. There's some brothers who own this really cool cigar place in Thousand Oaks.
Black guys?
Well, they own three of them.
You know they're not black. You know they're Armenian.
said brothers.
Right off the
You
bat.
said brothers.
Oh, yeah. You know they're Armenian. Yeah.
Ralph,
Hey,
would you stop interrupting?
you know what though? Before, but thank you. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting, baby.
Oh, no, not
to
Michael.
mention that thanks to Donald Trump, this man has brought the brothers and the whites together.
Yes.
I feel
100%,
more.
man.
I feel more camaraderie with my black brethren than I ever have in my entire life.
Absolute 100%.
I am for the first time proud of America. That's Obama's
Well, for the first
wife.
time.
I
in
go
a long
to a
time.
black-owned cigar shop in Inglewood
Yeah.
called Drobes,
Yeah.
and it's a wonderful time.
Oh, it's got. Oh, is it like a barbershop setting? Because I love that whole concept of the black barbershops, and you go in and you hang out and you shoot the.
No, they
I
make-
wish I could find a black person in South Central. Wait, that area doesn't exist anymore since they changed the name.
South Los Angeles.
To South Los Angeles. I would love to hang.
Can you
with
get a
the-
shoe shine?
with the brothers? I don't know why Marty even asked that stupid question, but I'll ignore it. I would love to hang in that barbershop because I love that concept, that camaraderie of guys.
Not a barbershop, but they make custom suits while you wait.
Is that right?
Yes, that's why it's called Drobes, wardrobe.
So you've been there.
Many.
Do you know
many
the
times.
owner?
Yes, Hakeem.
It's good dude.
Very good dude.
All right. God bless you.
Hakeem and Chris are the two owners.
God bless you. So there's
And they have a bar.
There's this.
That's Eddie
they do-
Murphy.
wait. They have a bar.
They have a bar. Great whiskey collection.
All right. May we go?
Let's
one
go.
day?
Yeah, let's
Yes.
go.
By the way, I would love. How about this? This week you've got like a friggin' hospital visit.
No, he's
No,
done.
I don't. I have yet to tell you what happened.
Oh, okay. This is good news. I'm very happy about this. Okay.
You are very happy about it.
No. I'm happy for you. You know,
It's not good for me.
By the way, oh, it's not.
No, it's not bad news.
It's terrible news.
He
It's
delayed it.
Oh,
whatever.
Been delayed.
well, no. It's good news for us because now we can visit this cool joint in Inglewood.
That's right.
Yes.
And
And go to Hollywood Park right after.
and sit down.
Dave's taking
sit
Hollywood
down
Park.
with the bros and have a stogie.
And a cocktail.
I love that.
So Matt, go back to Thousand Oaks. What's the place? in
Okay,
Thousand
I'll tell you. So it's the Old Oaks Tobacco Joint. They just opened up a steakhouse called the Old Oaks Steakhouse. Now,
May I correct you?
Tell me.
The Old Oak Cigar Company.
Okay, close enough. And then I have no reason to plug them. They've done nothing for me. So I don't have to be specific about their name. And by the way, you don't have to do something for me to plug you. Yes, you do.
Well,
Yes,
but they've
you
done
really-
plenty for me, so I'm allowed.
No.
Yeah,
now
it's not
here's
your show.
It's not
it
your
is
damn
my
show.
You started out so good today.
Yeah, he
Dave.
did. He did. And then he finished the entire bottle of Angel's Envy friggin' bourbon. You think I'm kidding? Show here. Grab that bottle. Show it on camera.
The Tattoo Dave Show.
Yeah, there's what? There's a tenth of it left,
Yeah,
if
there's
that.
2 shots.
Yeah, 2 shots left.
Listen,
Okay.
I need my flow, man.
Here's the bottom line. So they opened the steakhouse last week, and I looked at the menu, and there were some menu items that look really good, and I really look forward to going. The reason I couldn't go is because my hair, unprecedented hair length, is so unruly, and so I haven't been to had my hair done in months. I just let it go.
Tell us, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, I know, very much so. I'm telling you, it's just a big mop.
I
of
like it.
Long, yeah, it's a hippie. I am hippie-like now, and so I checked out. They have a dress code, which I like, by the way. They have a dress code.
You have to have a beard?
No. You have to have a beard, and you have to believe that the Twin Towers thing was a good thing. No, they're not those. They're not those sort of Middle Eastern
Not in
guys.
Thousand Oaks.
These are good. These are good Trump supporting guys, by the way, and. So I would not, because I can't wear a hat, and there's nothing I can do with my hair, so that's why I opted out. But their menu items look really good, and for a prime steak joint, their prices are right in there with everyone else. I know exactly what I'm going to order. So Tattoo Dave, you did attend. I mean, it was your gig, your
It was
party,
my gig, yes.
and you can invite if you want to. And you were there Thursday night. And was it great? What was it?
It was fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah. We absolutely got the VIP treatment. The brothers, Albert Arsene, Leon, Zach, and Garvis.
So you got the VIP treatment.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't know who you were.
They did. They came up to us. As a matter of fact,
by the way, that's the joke. That's it.
Yeah.
Just
Well, they didn't know who I thought I was.
Okay. All right.
A little bit different.
Okay.
Try
all
to buy
right.
it back.
No.
But no, it was fantastic. Matt, you would have been impressed. You walk in there, and they have the refrigerator with the hanging 45-day ribeyes.
Love that.
And you're literally looking at $15,000 of worth of meat.
Love that. You know what? I share that. My friend Gar Lester in that way, 100 miles down
Bakersfield.
down the 5 up the 5 in Bakersfield. He and I both share that sentiment. We both love hanging meat. And I love walking into a steakhouse and seeing the meat hanging and aging, and dry aging or wet aging?
Dry aging.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gallagher's in New York City.
Same thing. I love Gallagher's. One of my favorite steakhouses of all time.
And Gar?
My dead buddy, and Gar what?
No, I thought you were going to. I love seeing the dry. Anyway, I thought you were going to. Never mind.
The train pulled out.
I was ready with the.
Okay.
Okay, let's try this again. When I say the P word, then you.
Yeah. No. You can't.
Oh.
You can't
Stay
go back to
here,
the first
Gar.
hour. You can't go back there. You can't do callbacks to the first hour of the
Yeah,
show.
this is your brother that's been doing this for
It
35
no,
years.
I did that because you
It
brought it.
just doesn't work that way. So the dude that turned me on to Gallagher's is a man who is a boxing guru who always wore the white fedora and the cigar hanging out of his mouth. The great Burt Randolph Sugar. And he took me in there, had the greatest steaks and copious amounts of bourbon, and what a great night. And
He was a great guy.
so I look forward to trying this joint in Thousand Oaks
Yeah.
once they discover who the hell I am, and that I'm talking to millions of people every week, and that obviously, who's going to pay the tab there when they're getting much more for their money. Work with me on this.
Well, we're doing it. We're doing
I
it.
don't see why that wouldn't be an issue. Right there.
By the way,
As a matter of
1,000.
fact, they should call into the show.
They should, well, one day, but I don't know if we can understand, with the accent and so on. Yeah, well.
I got the 45-day dry.
I can't hear you, Mark. Turn his mic up just a little bit. And by the way, that'll be the last time I ever say that about Mark C.G.
I hope
Lawyer's
so.
mic. Go.
I got the 45-day aged ribeye. It was great.
It was. Scale of 1 to 10.
9.5.
No kidding. That good?
It was excellent, Matt. It was excellent.
And sides?
And cooked perfectly. Sides are off the hook.
See, the side that I want is that potato with the caviar on
Yes,
top.
the Hamilton.
Oh, they have that?
Yeah, they call it the camel toe. They call it the camel toe.
Nice.
Yeah, the camel
I'm
toe
not a big
potato.
sides guy. I just like my steak.
No, I like sides
My
too.
side is a bourbon.
I love a cream spinach.
We got the cream spinach. We got potatoes au gratin. We got macaroni and cheese.
So you're not you're not simply saying this to stroke the guys that the chef obviously has his act together.
Yes.
Excellent.
It is excellent.
All the meat was cooked exactly as ordered.
All right.
Yes.
Here's the thing, and then they have a smoking area. This is the only, because I checked out their website. This was the only part that I thought was, well, this looks like an afterthought. Instead of doing it right and partially covering it, where you abide by the laws of California, right? Right. It's still outside. So if it's raining, you're not
completely covered.
It is?
Yes.
So the picture I saw did not connote what it looks like.
Okay. No, it's beautiful. Waterfalls on the wall.
No kidding.
Yeah, tables outside.
The smoking area.
Yes.
God bless him.
It's gorgeous.
All right, God bless him. I look forward to it. And you know what I got?
So Inglewood,
I got
Thousand Oaks.
I got
Inglewood,
I got the 45 day prime,
It was great. It was
prime
great.
aged and it was a 9.
Was that one what you have ordered?
No. There's one that was $70 that was dry aged as well.
The Australian Wagyu.
No. I'm not a Wagyu guy. You
Overrated.
know, I'm an American. I eat American meat. I had plenty of Wagyu.
You dropped a nuke on Japan. I'm not eating Wagyu.
I had Wagyu in the place where it was invented in Japan years ago. I already did it. I had it at the old homestead in New York, where the first place in New York to offer Wagyu, and after I ate it, I thought I should have simply had, a great old American steak.
Is it overrated?
It depends what you like. If you like filet,
if you like spending $175 for a steak,
yeah, right. And but by the way, if you compare that with a great American ribeye or a porterhouse, I'll go for the American version.
So it's overrated.
Yeah, for me, there are those who. Price is no object, and it's like, well, you know what we'd like to do? Pay as much as possible, and please cook it well done for us.
If you pay more, it's better.
Yeah, it doesn't always work.
Ketchup.
Yeah, pass the ketchup. That's the one.
Really cook it well done.
That's the one thing President Trump and I, we differ in opinion. I think he'll use ketchup on steak as well.
Well, because he gets it like shoe leather.
Yeah, he does, and he has it overdone. So, but everything else, Donald Trump, even the tariffs, I'm with you. I know it'll all come out great. And speaking of Blue Origin, no, we weren't. What we are speaking of is Maryland Senator Chris Van Halen, formerly of the rock band, very famous rock band. And, man, this guy could play the axe. Not only that, was he good on guitar? Huh?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm hot for teaching.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen doesn't have time to call or meet with the family of Rachel Morin, the Maryland mother of 5 who was brutally raped and murdered by an illegal immigrant from El Salvador. But Senator Van Halen does have time to fly to El Salvador twice on the taxpayer's dime to help free an MS-13 gang member / wife beater who was in our country illegally. Here is Senator Van Hollen at the start of the journey.
I'm here at the airport. I'm about to board my flight for San Salvador. The goal of this mission is to let the Trump administration, to let the government of El Salvador know that we are going to keep fighting to bring Albrego Garcia home.
What a piece of crap pause this guy is, man.
That's the guy that actually physically killed, raped, and murdered this gal.
No. But he is a member.
Look
at his knuckles. He's more than made claim to being a member.
Yeah,
but these Democrats, man.
They had margaritas together.
And Margarita Gate.
It was just shots of tequila.
Unfortunately for the American hater, once he got to El Salvador, he was denied access to see gangbanger Albrego Garcia. Here we go, like this.
Today's purpose was just to see what his health condition is, and these soldiers were ordered to prevent us from going any farther from this spot. I understand we're about 3 kilometers now from CCOT, and as you can see, they're letting other cars go by. But they stopped us because they're under orders not to allow us to proceed.
Pause. Did he say Sea Caucus? I swear to God.
I believe
they're-
that's what he
They're
said.
like just meters away from Secaucus.
By the way, if he was sent to Secaucus, that's bad.
I had to work in Secaucus, and I prefer the land caucuses there in New Jersey. Senator Van Halen, Holland, was denied access to the prison, but that didn't deter him from grandstanding. Here we go. Like
I
this.
may be the first member of Congress here, the first senator, but I can assure you more will be coming. And you cannot continue to keep this man locked up in this worst prison in El Salvador and one of the worst in the hemisphere.
Pause. Eventually, the government of El Salvador let Van Halen sit with the gangbanger. Hell of a man, that guy could play guitar.
Rips.
Holy crap.
Shredder.
Yeah, he let him sit with the gangbanger Albrego Garcia, but it changed nothing. What it did was give the government of El Salvador time to put margaritas on the table where the two were sitting, which created a controversy of its own. It sounded like this.
Now I just want to take a moment. I hadn't planned to do this, but as I was landing on the airplane, I wrote a transcript of some questions President Trump was asked at the White House today about what I would call Margarita Gate. I know you guys have been following this. President Bukele, after I met with Kilmar, did this tweet showing us at a table with these two glasses. So here's what happened. When I first sat down with Kilmar, we just had glasses of water on the table. I think maybe some coffee. And as we were talking, one of the government people came over and deposited two other glasses on the table with ice and I don't know if it was salt or sugar around the top, but it looked like margaritas. And if you look at the one they put in front of Kilmar, it actually had a little less liquid than the one in front of me, to try to make it look, I assume, like he drank out of it. Let me just be very clear. Neither of us touched the drinks that were in front of us.
Pause.
And if you want to...
He will expose the dirty little secret why you should know this as well and why this is so important. Go ahead.
Play a little Sherlock Holmes, I'll tell you how you can know that. So if you look at the video or the picture I sent out from the beginning of our meeting, you'll see there are no glasses on the table. So you'll see in later videos they are on the table. But they made a little mistake. For some people are very careful, right? If you sip out of one of those glasses, some of whatever it was, salt or sugar, would disappear. You would see a gap. There's no gap. Nobody drank any margaritas or sugar water or whatever it is. But this is a lesson into the lengths that President Bukele will do to deceive people about what's going on. And it's also shows the lengths that the Trump administration and the president will go to, because when he was asked about a reporter about this, he just went along for the ride. So the White House and the president have been lying about this case from the beginning. They've been trying to change the subject from the beginning. As I said, and the courts have said, from the Supreme Court to the Fourth Circuit to the District Court, what this is about is adhering to the Constitution, to the right of due process. And that's why we say, bring Kilmar home, so he can be afforded his rights under the Constitution.
He is home.
He is home.
Yep.
That is, my friends, that is Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen. Just another reason you don't want to live in the state of Maryland.
Or El Salvador.
No, El Salvador is very safe.
Yes.
Marty, seriously, in 2020, they averaged 3,500 murders a year. Then the new president came in, built this prison. Last year, they had 111 murders.
How about that?
God bless.
It
this
is
guy.
now considered safer than Canada.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And South Los Angeles.
Yeah, but less Moosehead beer.
Chicago.
Can someone please remind this government sponge, this piece of crap, Van Hollen, that Albrego Garcia was in this country illegally. He was in the United States of America illegally. Violent crime aside, President Trump had every right to send this loser
Home.
effing home.
Yes.
Go home.
How
Don't you like your
hard
home?
can this be?
You know what?
How hard can this be? Make sure Ralph's mic is up just a little.
Trump should really do something because what they're arguing was even though the guy had 2 deportation orders.
Right.
One judge says you can't send him to El Salvador because it's too dangerous,
Right.
even though it's safer than Canada.
Yeah.
So Trump should say, all right, give him back to us. We're sending him to Syria.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you don't like El Salvador?
Dump him in Syria.
Yeah. How about that? By the way, I think one of the last places I would ever want to. First of all, one of the last places I'd ever want to spend an amount of time in, or even a minute, is prison.
Right.
Second, a prison in Syria.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
And then third, Matt, San Diego.
And yeah, I
Or
really,
Philadelphia.
I get hives. Even if I get that close to San Diego, I get hives.
It would be brilliant if he sent them to Syria.
That would be pure brilliance. But do you think they're getting the guy back here?
No.
No
The president of El Salvador says, why do I want to smuggle a terrorist into the United States?
Exactly. And shouldn't the Democrats have found someone else to hitch their ride to?
Right. The
Other
Menendez
than-
brothers.
The Menendez. Well, they are. Yeah, here in California.
Oh, they're doing that.
We should be going to break, man. I'm waiting patiently. And what I will tell you is when we return, George Clooney has something to say. How about that bad dye job? Yeah. I'm hoping it's for a movie because he looks deathly ill in this thing. He in this
can only
interview.
hope.
And then James Carville, you know the snake from the Seven Faces of Dr.
He's
Lao?
right behind you.
Yeah, what? Who is?
James Carville. Right there on the wall. I can see it.
No, the swamp creature from Long
Oh, yeah,
Beach,
yeah,
Washington.
yeah, behind us here. Yeah.
Wasn't he like the great debater, James Carville? Am I wrong about him?
All right, what I will tell you is we will be back after this on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finest stations in America. Hey, what's up? What's up? Thank you. You could be anywhere right now. I know that. And you've chosen to spend time with us. Thank you.
I've gone to ground. I'm watching porn in my hotel dressing gown. And now I dream of you, but I still believe there's only enough for one in a lonely hotel suite. The journey's long, and I feel so bad. I'm thinking back to the last day we had. Old moon fades into the night. Soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly with you. I'm nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood. And when I'm down, you breathe life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we are each other's destiny. On a clear day, I'll fly home to you. I'm bending time, I'm getting back to you. Old fades into the night. Soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly with you. I'm nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood.
Arbitron and search rated #1.
This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, the man who is always right.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back, my friendlies. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the coolest stations across the country. And thank you, Beth and Tony, for this glass holding this bit of bourbon, Angel's Envy, which I doubt I'll get any more as long as Tattoo Dave is within arm's length.
I'm not. I use your brother Marty to.
Yeah, there's only that much left. It's not a lot. Maybe enough, but not a lot.
Next time I'll bring a cask.
You got bottles of gin back there. What are you worried about? We got plenty.
I'm not worried about a damn thing, except, and I'll tell you another guy not worried about a damn thing. Vince Vaughn. Love this guy.
Oh, I like
I've
Vince.
loved this
Oh,
guy
love
for years.
Vince.
You know, he's about 7 feet tall.
Man, he's a big boy.
A total a-hole.
Hey, really quickly, man, before you
No,
get
he's
into
not.
our
Yes,
he is.
No,
No, he's not.
wrong. Am I
I've worked
Oh, yeah,
with
I'm
him.
wrong. I work with him, but I'm wrong.
Why the shouting? You know,
Okay,
I,
look.
I will tell you, the shouting doesn't work for the listener. It
Okay.
annoys them. So just
So
work
just really
with
quickly,
me.
can I tell you this? Our
Yes.
sister,
This is my
when
brother,
when
Mark.
she worked at Masters in Beverly Hills. He came in a few times. She said he was the most generous. She goes, you know what he was like? Uncle Dick. He'd come
Right,
in,
right.
he'd sit down,
Right.
he'd freaking order
Right.
his food and his boot, and she said he tipped 80%.
And
on every
a little obnoxious. Do we hate Tattoo Dave because he's obnoxious? No.
Yes.
No, we don't.
We
Do
love
I
you
hate
for it.
my hippie Uncle Dick from Dayton, Nevada because he's obnoxious? No, love him dearly.
I planned a trip. I'm going to go see Uncle Dick without
Vince Vaughn, I'm sure, can be obnoxious.
He
but
gave Debbie a hug.
But I guarantee you, he's a good guy. So your experience with him was what, Tattoo Dave, our producer?
you. A-hole.
What? Okay, I'm going to try it one more time. You got one more shot.
You look at him wrong, he
what?
will have you fired off the set.
I will try it one more time. One more shot. Your experience with Vince Vaughn was what?
You cannot approach him.
Okay, I give up. Now let's move on. Did I not get you? Am I out of line here? Ralph, be honest.
No, you were absolutely.
What am I missing?
Right?
What am I missing?
Specificity.
No, your experience. It was real simple. It was a real simple question. Vince Vaughn.
What did he do to you?
Vince
Okay,
Vaughn.
thank you. Never. Okay.
Vince Vaughn joined President Trump after attending a Good Friday prayer service. He was there with Donald Trump in the Oval Office on Good Friday after attending a prayer service at the U.S. Capitol. Renowned for his roles in Wedding Crashers, Old School, Dodgeball. Yeah, but what was the first one he did with his partner? Swingers.
That's what started him.
Your money, man.
Yeah.
Your money.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was one of the producers on the Swingers short.
Oh, is that right?
That they sold to get the feature made.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen Swingers, it's a low-budget movie and well done. Well done by two great actors.
Yep.
And I love that shot outside Musso and Frank's on
Yeah,
Hollywood Boulevard in the back
In the alley.
when they're not supposed to be at Musso and Frank's, and you see the big Musso and Frank's billboard there in the parking lot. Classic.
And they shot some of the interior with 3 clubs. My buddy
Something
worked for.
tells me Vince Vaughn and I would get along.
You would.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Debbie said you would.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rosie O'Donnell reveals her therapist helped plan her move from America. Fears her Irish citizenship application may be in jeopardy. She never thought that President Trump would win another election and lamented over her Irish citizenship application having not yet been approved. I'll tell you what, if the folks in charge of Ireland, if they just do a little due diligence, revoke that son of a bitch. And actress Molly Ringwald, who I had conversations with when I was just a kidlet radio baby DJ in Seattle. I always liked that little redhead.
Oh, was she still have the big lips and everything?
I always found her just sort of nasty, sexy. But anyway.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
Natural redhead?
not nasty, sexy when she was that age, but after she became of age. But yeah, Breakfast Club. She says she goes on record now saying the Breakfast Club is very white, doesn't represent our world today. Oh God!
Shut
Shut up! Oh, shut up! Do you know how you can tell she's a real redhead? Because she's red, by cracky.
Hey.
Actress Molly Ringwald threw some shade at the John Hughes classic Breakfast Club for the film's 40th anniversary. So it's the 40th anniversary, and she feels the need to say too many white people in that.
She also threw him under the bus.
Yeah, what'd she
John
say?
Hughes?
She said, I was a young girl, and he came up to me and says, you can have a really bright future in this, and you're like my muse. I've written 2 scripts that I want you to star in.
Yeah.
She said she didn't realize that was microaggression.
Is that right?
Oh,
as an adult.
Even though, so
John Hughes put her on the map.
So John Hughes really likes her as an actress,
Right.
really likes what she does, and that was microaggression.
Yes.
Oh, Molly Ringwald, you and all the dumb bolts in the world, please move in with Rosie O'Donnell. Could you find the time?
Well, she's not that far away. She lives in Paris.
Well, perfect, good.
She'll
place
never get
for you.
anything to eat.
And yeah, they only serve really tiny little bits of food there in Paris.
You're always hungry.
But a lot of sauce. Their sauce is really good. And J.K. Rowling, speaking of England, sort of, takes victory lap after UK Supreme Court ruled trans women are not women. Harry Potter scribe and women's rights activist. Yeah, what happened to the women's rights activists here in America?
The feminists.
So what happened to the feminists who want to uphold female rights and you go, girl? What happened to that?
They realized men were better.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. You know, something. I'll tell you what. When
Let's go.
Ralph's not always right, but when he makes a point, he's
That's
right.
spot on, baby.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not bad from a Portuguese guy.
Rowling jumped to her social media to take a victory lap after Britain's top court ruled that transgenders are not biological women. Oh, wow. Can you believe that?
What a concept.
Yeah, and George Clooney's dyed hair for Broadway role gets negative reviews from fans. Fans have responded negatively to George Clooney, and I'm trying to think of a movie that I did like that weird Chuck Barris movie, The Confessions of Whatever Mind. I did like that. And I wasn't really a fan of that one he did with the Italian guy.
No, but there was one early in his career with J-Lo, Out of Sight.
I don't know that movie.
That was one of his first films
Was
after
it good?
ER. Yeah, it was really good.
Was he good in
Yeah,
that?
it was by the guy that wrote Be Cool and the whole 9 yards and all that.
So he does have the chops. He does. No,
He's got the chops if you got the taste for it.
Well,
he's got the chops if you write a great role.
Okay.
He
okay.
can't make something good.
And that was J-Lo's good.
I mean, if George Clooney wasn't good looking, no matter how good an actor he is, right?
Right.
So he can be a mediocre actor, but he's got that movie star look about him.
Johnny Depp.
Fans have responded negatively to.
No, Johnny Depp is great.
To dying his trade. Johnny Depp is a great actor. Johnny Depp
is a great
He's
actor.
a quintessential pirate. I know he is a great actor.
He is a great. No,
Benny and June.
Johnny Depp.
Chocolat.
He simply. Was he in Chocolat?
Yes.
He was
And
the
he's
star.
also
He was
a-
the star.
He's also a very good-looking guy.
He was?
Yes.
You mean the subtitled movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, he speaks like a pirate. They need
Well, he actually is a pirate in that movie.
You know, it's Jack Sparrow to use
I need to watch that movie again.
He was great in Blow.
Anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, they don't like this
Jump Street?
salt and pepper hair. The what?
Is Mark talking? I got to turn his mic off.
Yeah, turn it off because he can't speak. If he's going to speak, he should talk into the microphone.
He's talking to Ralph at Ralph without the microphone.
Actor George Clooney still taking heat from the left for the ousting of creepy, corrupt, one foot in the grave Joe Biden from the 2024 race, and George Clooney with his salt and pepper and sort of really looking weird, just looking weird. It sounded like this.
You yourself did something that a lot of people would call brave when you wrote your op-ed.
Well, I don't know if it was brave. It was.
It wasn't.
It was a civic duty. When I saw people on my side of the street not telling the truth, I thought that was time to.
Are people still mad at you for that?
Some people, sure. People criticized me. They criticized me because of my stance against the war 20 years ago, and people picketed my movies, and they put me on a deck of cards, and and that's I have to take that. That's fair. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with criticism for for where I stand.
George, please, George, are you probably not listening, or are you watching? If you really had a problem with people on your side of the street not telling the truth, you would have abandoned the Democrats years ago. Or have you forgotten the border is secure? Hunter Biden's laptop was fake. Russian disinformation, the origin of the Wuhan virus, Biden's inflation is transitory. Shall I go on, George Clooney? Or do you have another bad hair dye job appointment to get to, you friggin' loudmouth dip-ass?
But who are these interviewers? You yourself.
Yes.
Nobody says you yourself.
You
These are pronoun people.
You yourself and I.
Yeah.
By the way, a great rap song years ago, 80s. You, myself, and I. Huh. I forget. By the way, great beat, too. I love that song. If I had that, if we were really up to date, but we will never be, I could hit a button, boom, play that song.
By the way,
Yeah.
speaking of rap song, Snoop now has a country song out.
No.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Well, he's thinking J-Lo can friggin' do it.
Beyonce can do
No,
it.
Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce. I get the two of them.
Yeah, they're kind of intertwined.
They right? I mean, they are. They're both dancers, and
Yeah, yeah.
Do they both have big asses?
Yeah.
As well? Okay.
Yeah.
See, so there. Jesus. God,
And they're both very talented.
Yes, very much so. I'm arguing with myself here. So it's no secret that the Democrat Party is in dismay with no clear leader in charge. Veteran Democratic strategist James Carville, the man who plays the snake in the Seven Faces of Dr. Lao, featuring Tony Orlando. Hey, Tony.
Sorry, Tony.
My friend just turned 81, man. Happy birthday, Tony. I'm sorry to throw you under the bus like that. In fact, I'm not. If you were in that movie, that's one of my favorite movies. Seven Faces of Dr. Lao.
Thank you, Matt.
Tony Randall. And James Carville looks just like the snake in that movie. He wants the party to distance itself from the progressive wing of the party and its pronoun politics. Here's James Carville as he takes aim at David Hogg, or is it Hogue?
Hogg.
I'd rather go with Hogg, even if his name is Hogue, a young liberal. Yeah, now I know this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand this little son of a bitch. Oh, this is
He has made money off of the death of his best friends.
Big time, man. This guy is everything that is wrong with the left. This is a classic woke piece of crap. What is he? Is he 24 now? Even that?
Yeah.
David Hogg, a young liberal activist and a newly appointed vice chair of the Democratic National Committee with James Carville. And James Carville, speaking of this little nincompoop.
I don't think we can work together on pronoun politics. You say this guy is stuck in another century, not another decade, and he represents nothing to do with the future of our movement. I can accept that. You're not really going to hurt my feelings. So maybe we could have a kind of amicable split here.
Or amicable.
Amicable.
Or amicable. Either one of those. Yeah. Why is James Carville allowed to speak anywhere? I mean why? I don't understand why anyone would listen to this guy. I mean, even with obviously age, it's taken its toll on one of our presidents who I think would damn near be a Republican today, married to lovely Hillary. That guy. I think he even makes a modicum of sense. Or James Carville, I don't know. I mean, I'm with him on the pronoun thing, but then he'll say something that is so ridiculous and so stupid.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Anyway, James Carville, the one thing that stands out for me is his role in the Seven Faces of Dr. Lao and the great Tony Orlando.
Was he nominated?
He was.
Speaking of him, he was in a short. He had a cameo in that movie, Old School, with Vince Vaughn.
Carville did?
Yes, he was on stage debating.
James Carville? Oh, he did. Oh, yeah.
Debating Will Ferrell.
That's why I said the debating joke about him. That was a reference, but
all right. And my buddy and producer of this show, Tattoo Dave.
Love you, bro.
He was listening to the first few minutes last week, and as he said it, I could only listen to the first few minutes when your brother was spouting out misinformation about Weezer bassist Scott Schreiner, who is shot by police and booked for attempted murder. And I still say, though, what's with these homies dissing his girl?
That's right.
If you don't mind me saying.
Okay, can I ask you what misinformation?
Yeah, by the way,
you said I think they canceled the show. They did not cancel the show.
Okay,
They played.
Okay, so I said I thought. I said I think they might have.
No. You said they canceled.
No,
the
I did
show.
not.
Well, where did you
Play
get
it back?
Where'd you get the info that they canceled
play
the
it back.
show?
No, I didn't say they canceled the show.
No. Where did you
Hold
get
on,
the
let me
info?
play back the
Thought.
show
Where'd
right
you
now.
get the thought?
There was somebody because there was somebody on one of these local radio stations that said they'll probably cancel the show.
No, he
because
came out
of
and
this.
said, "Why didn't you kill her?"
Oh no, he didn't say that.
No, I'm just
No, now come on.
Now he's being an
Come
idiot,
on.
but he's always.
But I'm pumped.
And finally, is it ever finally? China is curbing Hollywood film imports in the latest retaliation against President Trump's tariffs, and it would be an awful thing if this affects Snow White becoming a box office bomb. Right. That would make me exceedingly sad. God bless everyone associated. The Disney people, good people.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why they're always thrown under the bus for being woke. I don't get it. Putting out fine quality entertainment for all of us who are kids at heart, who can sit back and enjoy Walt's product for many, many years. Is that guy spinning in his grave right now?
Yeah.
Is he spinning?
Yeah.
Drinking his bourbon, smoking
Spinning
his cigarettes,
dizzy.
and spinning. We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
Now we return to Outlaw Radio's Demons of Decadence.
Well, yes, sir. Oh, Ralphie from the Bronx mentioned Bill Maher is taking heat. Now, was it strictly from his White House visit, or
Yeah,
is there
no,
more
from
to
the
this?
White House visit.
Yeah, but you know, we all knew that this was going to happen, especially this statement from Bill Maher. What happened there?
Something weird.
Especially this statement, and again,
It
Bill-
won't turn
every
off.
time I say Bill Maher. This is Bill Maher. It's a quickie. And was this before or after his White House visit? Doesn't really matter. But Bill Maher, my friends, on Donald Trump.
Trump is one of the most effective politicians, whatever you think of the policy and him as a person. Always lean in to being more who you are. The people are not savvy about issues, but they smell a phony a mile away. Democrats have to come up with an alpha, and it's not Tim Walz.
So true. So true. And he's going to take heat. He's going to take heat from those idiot sticks, especially when he finally discovers that, why am I still a Democrat? I mean, the question must be asked, why am I still a Democrat? Why?
And his hatred for Trump all of a sudden went away.
Yeah, because he says that guy that night. That was not the guy that I see. He plays a nut.
That's what he said. I hate the persona.
Yeah, he plays a nut. Well, maybe that's good. The foreign nations, the bad actors, were afraid of Ronald Reagan, sort of because of the same thing. Well, that's a cowboy. He could do damn near anything to us. You got to have some of that, Bill Maher. When the hell are you going to understand that your party no longer exists instead of trying to recuperate, trying to resuscitate the Democrats? It's like, well, that's who they are. Understand who they are. That's who they are now. It's not resuscitation. You're asking for them. You're asking for them to change the way they think and feel. Well, if you don't agree with that, then your party is gone. How hard is that to grasp? A man who is a smart man in Bill Maher.
Would you say that to him?
Would I say? Yeah, of course.
Of course he would. 100% he would.
Of course, I would say, Bill Maher. When I do his show, you will hear me say, Bill Maher. Whoopi Goldberg says dismantling Department of Education may be a good thing. Will force us to make sure our kids get what they need. That's Whoopi sort of agreeing with Donald Trump? As she cut to commercial on The View?
The woman that won't even say his name?
Yeah. She issued an emotional defense of the President Donald Trump's administration proposal to dismantle the Department of Education. Whoopi Goldberg!
Get out of my behind!
Wow.
Get out of my vagina! Get out!
Yeah, get out! That Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle! And Jimmy Kimmel blames liberals' completely manufactured outrage for getting Trump elected. So it's your side's fault. So
well,
it's your buddies, the libs, the lefties. So you have a problem with them,
now
Jimmy?
you know, yeah.
Oh my God! By the way, could be one of the stupidest people on the planet Earth. Jimmy Dummy
He really
Kimmel.
is.
Could be.
But P.S. up there in the realm of luckiest, he and Ryan Seacrest should get a room. They're the luckiest no talents on the planet. And a man.
Who does he have to thank? At least he's got Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
Who does Ryan have?
Who,
to
by
thank?
the way, is brilliantly funny and a brilliant guy.
Yeah, who does Ryan have? Where did he surface from?
Wink Martindale, who is it hurts my heart to say was, but a smart man, a good God-fearing man, a man who loved the United States of America. When you could put a gun to his head, he would never have voted for Kamala Harris. Gone at 91, tic-tac-toe, high rollers. He hosted about 11 friggin' game shows. He was a great radio guy.
Nice teeth.
And beautiful teeth.
Good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy.
And his beautiful wife nailed Elvis Presley. I mean, what more? Your bride. Your bride.
I got a
So
woman.
when you're doing your thing, you know that you're that close to the king.
By the way, do you think he asked her, who's the king now?
Who's the king? Who's the king? Who's the king?
Say it, honey.
Wink Martindale, God bless you, man. God bless you. I mean that from my heart. That's a good man. Good man. Tattoo Dave, God bless you.
Bless you back.
I guess we'll hear about why you're not going into the hospital this week, but I'm glad because that means we can spend time at a barbershop and a tobacco store serving liquor in South Central L.A.
And I won't miss poker, and I'll be here next Saturday.
I love that. My brother
Marty.
There he is. Ralph Odierna from the Bronx.
There you go.
Mark C.G. Boyer, the sleeper.
Still awake.
My buddy out there, Billy Dilly, who, by the way, $5,000 buy me a bourbon, and we'll have him barbecue at your house. Mom and Dad love you. My daughter Alexandra, love you a million times around the world. Don't forget, bumblebees can't fly.
For a day.